State of Origin, an annual event here held at Ko-ken Woodford Glen Speedway, and it's that time of the year, that time of the season when we get and settle out all the differences with three other South Island tracks, including the Canterbury Cobras. We'll also have a team from Dunedin who are the defending champions, which is the Bulldogs, and then we'll have the Misfits from Marlborough, and we've also got the Nelson Knights as well. So four fantastic teams, and they were very, very close last year when it came to the battle of which is the State of Origin. Also to throw in the mix is the Saloon Car Championships, the Canterbury Saloon Car Championships tonight, with I think there's about 14 cars that are fronted up for this one. Got cars from Cromwell, from all over the place as well, so they're here to do battle on that. And we've also got the Modifieds, the mighty Modifieds here. A lot of these guys, some of them will be heading away next weekend to Stratford for the New Zealand Modified Championships being held over 2 nights in Stratford, which the Pits TV will be covering as well. And we've also got, well, there's supposed to be a highlight in the form of Harley Robb in a modified. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but he's in one anyway. And we'll see if we can keep that thing going in the right direction. So we'll catch up with him a little bit later on as well. We've also got a good field of adult mini stocks here tonight. And of course, you can see them over in the background there. And I think there's a few other grades there just to keep it stock cars as well, to keep it nice and interesting. So big fields, there's a few. We're probably down a little bit of numbers. Obviously everybody's sort of hanging out, especially in stock cars and super stocks, until next weekend, which we'll see the annual Suck It Up Battle of the Stocks that will kick off as well. So we're going to have a wee look through the classes that we see tonight. We always sort of seem to start with a saloon, so we'll just get our little cameraman here to swing around, and you can see the stealth engineering car 492 Campbell McManaway manages to make his way down from Nelson, the big smoker Nelson. Still got a C in the car. I thought that maybe you'd have an N on the car by now, Campbell.
I'm not allowed. No, they've got no saloons in Nelson, so we go C.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So, of course, yeah, there is none, is there?
No, there is none.
But you got your super lanes. So your super saloon's all sorted out, though, isn't it? It's got the big N on it.
It is, yeah. Contracted to Nelson for the super saloon, and but it's in the garage until next season, October.
Absolutely, and of course you are finding it a lot easier to drive the saloon car after your injuries and stuff. So it gave you guys an opportunity to get yourself back to normal. The saloon car seems to be where it is.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this class, running with George Phillips and Ashton Osborne and a few of the others. It's really enjoyable. We had a good South Island title down in Cromwell, and having fun.
Absolutely, and of course next year the New Zealand Saloon Car Championships in Dunedin, so you'll be obviously trying to get better, get more track time down there and get this thing flying, because you come pretty bloody close at Kiki, didn't you?
Yeah, it was, yeah. I got 17, I got fourth 17 years ago in the super stock, and I went up there and I said, I'm not going to get fourth. It's all right, and I end up fourth. So, but we had a great time, so it was good. And we're going to go up to the New Zealand GP. It's at Stratford on the 23rd of this month. So, there's a few of us going up for that. So, it's something to look forward to.
Tricky track, that one too. I mean, it's either on or it's off. So, no doubt you've done a few laps, in the thing yourself.
I've only been there once in the Super Saloon. Enjoyed it. It's a little bit like Nelson, where the corners keep coming.
Matt said you didn't like it. So is he lying?
He's lying. I'm looking forward to it, and I think it'll be good.
Absolutely. So got good sponsors on the car, Campbell. Who looks after you?
Can Do Fishing, best kinners in New Zealand. So we sell a lot of kinners. Most of them come from Bluff and Picton. And Pitts Media and Stealth. It's a Stealth car, so nice cars to drive. So I've got 2 Stealths now, Super Saloon and Saloon. So they're my sponsors.
This tyre thing, I'm going to get my cameraman just to pan down onto the tyres. You got plastic over the tyres, and all the saloon car drivers seem to be doing that. What in the hell's that about?
It's a secret thing. It's a secret. If I told you, I'd have to kill you, all right?
So all it's doing is just keeping the dirt off the tyres after you've buffed them, eh?
Yeah, who wants to clean wheel tyres,
Okay, well, best of luck tonight, Campbell. Canterbury Super Saloon Champs, to see if you can get ahead of these young fellas, eh?
That's the one. Yeah, Lindsay's couldn't make it. She's working this weekend, so again, but she'll be here next weekend, and it's great racing with these young fellas. It gives me a great challenge.
Absolutely. 2 nights of saloon car racing next weekend for the Battle of Stocks as well.
That's it, but I'm drawn between the Ainsley Memorial, which I've got my name down for because he's a good mate of mine, and but 2 nights racing here, Battle of the Stocks, and catch up with old guys that I used to race against. So we're not sure yet.
And this is the man that's got the big 2NZ on the side of the door, mate. Canterbury Champs. You want to put this one on the door as well?
That'd be nice. I've never won this, so it'd be good to get a win in this.
Well, it's obviously this is the form car so far, especially specifically down in the South Island, so you'd have to rate your chances pretty good, eh?
I'd like to hope so. I mean, there's a lot of other good drivers. You know, there's like 5-6 stealth cars, so it's going to be hard.
Well, you've got Campbell, who seems to be going pretty damn good, and you've got George beside you as well, so that man seems to be flying all right too, and there's a couple of extras to keep it interesting as well. Willie Woodhouse seems to go all right as well.
Yeah, they go all right, but they're good drivers, and it's always hard battling with these guys.
Oh, well, hey, best of luck for the Canterbury Champs. Good shout out for your sponsors, buddy.
Yeah, I'd like to thank all my sponsors, Overdrive, Total Automotive, Hella Lights, Vulcan Racing Products, Royce Clive Engineering, Dig4U, Suck It Up, Watkins Race Engines, Stealth Engineering, SADT, Graham Harris, LTD, King Signs, and AWS Graphics, like, make the car look wicked. Yeah.
Okay, Tim, we don't have a lot of time here, but they've got to go out for a grand parade shortly. We've got the 3NZ car, Steve Soper. Mate, how are you?
Yeah, good. Ready to go, just waiting now.
So on paper, you've got a pretty good team. You got the 2NZ, 3NZ in your team. So what's the plan tonight?
Yeah, I think probably previous years as well, we've had pretty good teams on paper, but yeah, it doesn't really mean much on paper, does it? So, yeah.
Well, the Beachlands boys have got that one stuck to one of those cars there, and they've always been pretty hard to beat. So do you have a team plan? Have you sort of been sitting down and talking about it, or is it just hit and hope?
Yeah, we've got a bit of a plan there, mate. A couple of new guys into the team this year, well, we've at least experience. So, yeah, hopefully everything goes well for them and she all falls into place.
It's a bit like that, isn't it? I mean, you can't really do much. I mean, teams racing's teams racing, and, how much of it would actually be luck?
Yeah, no, there's definitely a bit of luck involved. You look at the super stocks, those guys, they got 4 cars out there. There's, they've probably got a little bit more time to have a look around and see who's doing what, but she's pretty busy out there, 6 on 6, so yeah, there's not much time to think.
Well, mate, hey, once again, thanks very much for coming down here and being a part of this deal, because without you guys, it can't be a decent sort of a bash, and I know you guys will always put up a good performance, but maybe it's time to take it back to Nelson this time, eh?
Yep. No, we'll definitely be giving it a good go, mate. Like you say, it is hard to come down here sometimes, but massive thanks to all our sponsors and that. Muzz Motorsports here, we've got Richmond Radiator and Exhaust, Bateman Motors. They're huge for the team, and yeah, obviously we couldn't get out here without them. So.
Oh well, you better get it ready for the screen parade, mate. Best of luck, eh?
Cool, mate. Thanks very much.
Mitch, mate, Dunedin, eh? You guys are the ones that have got to do the business. Are you up for it?
Yeah, mate, we're up for it. We're all keen as.
Oh, Jesus, mate. I mean, it was a pretty good effort last time, but we've got some pretty good teams. You've got the 2 and 3 here. You've got a good Canterbury team. She's going to be a pretty tough night in the office, huh?
Yeah, no, we're not expecting it easy tonight. There's plenty of good machinery here, and everyone's keen as to make a good show, so it should be fun.
It's a bit disappointing they didn't let you guys go out first, considering you're the champs, eh?
I don't know. It's just luck of the draw. We were fizzed anyways. Didn't matter which team we were up against tonight.
Right, I'll let you go. You're going out for a grand parade. Righto.
Me Total Access is New Zealand's largest providers of access machines, scaffolding and height services. Total Access stand by their promise of reliable service, making easy access. With access machines of all types, Total Access have the small machines right up to New Zealand's largest, with a reach of over 56 metres. With locations all over New Zealand, give the team a call today on 0800 Hire Now or visit their website at totalaccess.co.nz. Total Access, where height is within your reach.
Brake suspension and tyres. Just letting you know that at Mag & Turbo we fit new brake discs and pads plus brand new springs and shocks all on site at our purpose-built shop. We only sell leading brands such as Brembo and Bendix brakes, Munro and Bilstein shocks and Dobie Sport and Cobra springs. Plus don't forget we have the biggest range of tyres to fit family cars, sports cars and four-wheel drives. So for the very best deals and advice on new brakes, suspension and tyres, get down to the number 1 Mag & Turbo Tyre and Service Centre.
So that's going to be, it's not a huge field, but it's quality. We've also got mini stocks, as you can see out on the track at the moment. Modifieds racing tonight ahead of their New Zealand title next weekend in Stratford.
And
stock cars.
Stock cars are out there, and we'll touch on why there's a sort of a drop in numbers in stock cars as we wave the flag. What a disjointed start, Tony.
Yeah, that was like sort of 4.5 wide, really, wasn't it?
As Jack heads down into turn 1. What looked like it was going to be Jordan Cox. The 55 of Chapman goes through. 41 of Rollins there. The 35 car of Ireland moving through. So it looks a bit greasy out on that high line as we head through Enviro Waste for the first time. And if you just watching further back through the pack, the likes of Chris Williams, he went up and ventured up into the high part of the track and ended up almost out by the wall. So the 197 of Sam Jack has been at the pointy end all season. He started out in productions a year or so ago, jumped into the mini stock about not long after he started, and hasn't looked back as Roland's moving up from the youth mini stocks recently as Jack slaps the wall out of 4, and Rollins will take over the race lead.
There definitely seems to be a bit of an advantage keeping it tight through turn 4 there, doesn't there? You see those cars that have drifted wide have paid the price.
Yeah, to be fair to the track at the moment, if you want to go up high, there isn't a lot out there. That's where there's drive, but it will be coming later in the night as Shady goes to the outside of the 41 car. And Saloons will be up next for their first heat, and I suspect that they'll do a little bit of track packing when they come out. But the 93 car looking to the outside line, now looking back through. So Rollins has got a hands full at the moment. Jack back to Ireland and Chapman. First to the back markers they're going to come upon is the 23 of Caitlin Ross, and this is where we've got to pick your line. I think Shady's picked the right line here. He's gone wide, he's going to run that outside, and he's got Rollins, because Rollins just, once you went in behind the 23 car, bogged down. The 197 of Jack, he picked it as well, and Ireland comes through, committed as ever with the front bumper.
Yeah.
And Rollins now moved back to third, and she's got to fight back against the 197.
It was a good example there, wasn't it, of how conserving speed and keeping your speed up around the whole of the track is the real key to getting success in the mini stock grade. They're not the quickest cars at accelerating.
No.
And so if you're forced to slow down for whatever reason, you really are handicapping yourself as you try and get back up to race speed again.
Oh, to be fair, they're only on little biscuit tyres, and I know I've heard different figures of horsepower, but about the same as a starter motor on a Super Saloon. As Shady heads around out of Enviro Waste, our race leader at the moment, he has clocked up the 2 to go, opening up a bit of a gap over the 41 of Rollins, who's being, pestered by the 197 of Jack. A couple of Hawley there, and as Jack goes through on Rollins, as we head past the Value Cars Warehouse Grandstand. And the Hawley car there, this is exactly what happened previous. Now he's trying to move to the inside of the 84. But once he pulls up beside the 84 car, just didn't have the momentum. Not picking up speed quickly, as our race leader has already taken the white flag, heads past the Value Cars Warehouse Grandstand. I don't think the back markers are going to come into effect, as the 69 crosses the start-finish line. The 23 will come through, but it is Shaden Andrew McCartney that'll take away for the first race, followed by Sam Jack and Leah Rollins for third.
And I dare say one of the reasons for the success there of the 93 car was getting it straightened up very early in turn 4, not allowing the car to drift out too wide, keeping it relatively tight, keeping it straight, maximising the time spent driving in a straight line down the front straight.
And
it seemed to work for him.
In fairness, whether it's modifieds, whether it's super saloons or whatever it is, if you can turn the car right at the apex of the corner and get it straight, squared up, and then you rely on your horsepower. It's a beautiful Stealth Mustang.
Yeah.
But to be fair to Stealth, they gave a tacked up chassis and Blair and his team turned it into what it is.
Yep.
And so then we roll through to the back end here. Kevin Gardner driving the 48 car tonight and Luke Cook in the TR8, which, for those of you that aren't familiar with, this is the ex-Jumbo Berryman car.
That's right.
And it holds a huge amount of history. The Corse have had it, Shingleton's had it. It's been all around the countryside, but this is the bit I find really amusing. That is where Limited Saloon started.
Yeah, it was one of the very early cars, wasn't it?
And if you look at the front row of the grid with Ashton Osborne's car, that is where saloons are now.
Yeah.
Just so 88-inch wheelbase on it, I heard tonight.
Is that right? It does look. It looks really small. It looks like a dinky car. Anyway, we're away and racing in the first heat of the Kiwi Auto Spares Canterbury Saloon Championship, and it's Ashton Osborne just gets the nose in front from the 433 of Matt Peterson. McManaway's there or thereabouts and looking very quick on the back of Peterson as well. Letton's holding on to fourth place pretty solidly there. Phillips has come through as well. We've got Woodhouse just holding back the 72 of Scouten, making one of his more rare appearances this season. Blair Lee trying to make some progress through from the back of the field, and Willie Woodhouse having a few issues there, turn 1 and 2. Well, bit of contact up the front there as Osborne gets punted up the rear by Peterson, who in turn got a bit of contact from McManaway. Those three cars have spaced themselves out a little bit now. Phillips just holding up Letton slightly there. Seems to be a little bit of a greasiness in between turn 1 and 2. It's catching some of the drivers out and they're just lifting slightly. Let's see how Osborne's car takes that. No, there's no lifting there. He's just lifting the front wheel but not the throttle. So the first three cars on the track, the 2NZ of Ashton Osborne, Matt Peterson and Campbell McManaway, have opened out a bit of a gap. Phillips in the 47 car trying the quick way through Enviroways turn. Not sure if it really worked for him, but he's definitely got a bit of pace up now. We've gone yellow.
Gardner? Oh, Gardner's car looks like a flat. No, he was grazing the wall. Oh, no, on the track over there, right in front of the grandstand. Too obvious. This big chunk of what looks like fiberglass. It's off a red and black car.
So it's either Scouten or Woodhouse, I'd say.
Now, of course, remember these three heats are important. It's the left-hand side off Woodhouse.
Just so.
I don't think it's come from contact, unless someone can correct us.
He had a little...
Oh, no, there is actually a big dent in that sidebar. There's a big dent in that. We've missed something.
So concertinaing up past the Value Cars Warehouse grandstand, nose to tail as they come out of turn 4, and away we go again. We've completed 3 laps, 7 to go.
Letton drove to the wall straight off the start.
That was not the best plan, I don't think. Woodhouse starting to get a bit more pace up near the back of the field there, but out front it's Osborne. He's just got that car gliding along. Peterson trying his best to stay with him, but don't think he's got the package to do much about Osborne in front of him. McManaway looks pretty fast, and Phillips is on the back of McManaway's car looking pretty sharp too. And here comes Blair Lee, remembering he started, I think, second to last row of the grid. He's worked his way up, and he's looking pretty quick at the moment. Quickest on the track is Osborne. That last lap is 17.3. There's a couple of other drivers under the 18-second mark, but not many of them. So Osborne is pulling away. To put a lap on Luke Cook. Goes past the TR8 and into turn 1. Taking that middle line on the track, lifting the inside front wheel. Peterson looks solid
yellow.
In second place. We've gone yellow again. We've got Letton's car into the turn 4 wall.
Some drivers looking to make tonight challenging for themselves. I don't think he's hit the wall. I think he's just come to rest there. Bearing in mind that a 17.3 wasn't that many years ago where anything under 18.5 was deemed a super saloon.
That's right. So a 17.3 would have been a very good super saloon time. All right, we're green, we're racing, we're away again. And again, Osborne, Peterson, McManaway, clear out. Phillips trying to stay with them, just a little ragged out of turn 2 there. Opened the door for Blair Lee to make the pass up the inside. He's forcing Phillips out wide now. I think Lee will get the job done. No, Phillips has got some good pace on that higher line. Gets the nose in front. The top front 3 have cleared out a little bit. Phillips trying to go with them. And Blair Lee had his opportunity there. Couldn't quite make the pass stick. Behind him, the Woodhouse family and the Scouten having a good battle. And then we go further back. Gardner in the, not quite in the wall, but just slowed up there out of turn 4. That car just not handling particularly well, the 48 machine. And Luke Cook putting more and more laps on that 21 and gradually getting it to go quicker and quicker. So here comes on his final lap, the white flag lap, Ashton Osborne down the back straight into the sunshine. Campbell McManaway's got ahead of Matt Peterson to hold on to second place. Peterson's third. Phillips will be fourth, and Blair Lee not far on his tail though in fifth place.
So to look out of all of that, the mover on the track was the sole, I was going to say the only non-Chev out there, but I tell a lie, the TR8, the Rover's out there as well, is the Mustang of Blair Lee. He was the one who's made the most amount of ground out of that race, which just bodes well for later in the night as he gets better grid positions further through the field.
Yeah, it does, because he started from the back.
As we look at the results here, Ashton Osborne taking away the race win. Very similar lap time there for the fastest lap of a 13.3 from Ashton Osborne and Campbell McManaway, although Campbell just 0.03 of a second behind on the fastest lap. And then Matty P in there for third. Really, I think that race was about 2 laps longer than what Matt wanted.
Yeah, it probably was.
It was.
If you just looked at those lap times as they came up on the screen before, those top 5 pretty close really in terms of lap time, and wouldn't surprise me if those are the 5 that are battling constantly through the rest of the night.
Well, at the end of the day, these first 3 races are about accumulating points. This is the the expression I like to use, the drive for show, putt for dough.
Yep.
This is the bit where we get it looks flashy, but you've got to get to the main show, the 20 lap feature at the end of the night, and everybody just keeping it reasonably clean and tidy. No one was overly aggressive. They know they still have to have a car in 3 races time.
That's right. And just as you say that on the replay, we see that contact
Yes.
early in the race, but more because Osborne's car just checked up slightly and everyone else was racing hard right behind rather than any carelessness, I think. So it's just the nature of it.
You've lost, but I don't feel I have won. I wanna forget you, but only time will heal. Too late to erase the bad we've done. I wanna
And here are our teams for the 2024 Kiwi Autospears Street Stock State of Origin here at Ko-ken Woodford Glen. And we've got the perennial favourites here, the Canterbury Cobras, Paul Leslie in the 27, Mike Jones in the 29, John O'Garthley in the 35, Sean Ashton, the GOAT, and with the 46.
Sean Andrew.
What did I say, Ashton? Oh dear, his family will get this
That's
down there. Matty P in the 433 and Kahu Epaha in the 777. And then we move through to the Bulldogs.
The 1NZ, the current 1NZ of Alan Finch, Shay McCarty in the 29 car, the 315 is Scott Palmer, the 345 Ben Jenkins, Braden Adams in the 475, and Mitch Lavender in the 555 car.
All names we've seen here before.
We have.
Then we move through to the Marlborough Misfits with the 721. Oh, they've got 3-digit numbers, Tony.
Yeah, they are nearly all 3-digit numbers.
721 of Daniel Honey, the 621 of Sydney Briggs, the 821 of Bailey Briggs, 808 of Tim Pine, 887 Rob Narby, and 889 Nigel Ridden.
And the Nelson
That's
Knights,
going to do us in tonight, isn't it?
who've got slightly more sensible numbers. The 2NZ of Cody McCarrison, 3NZ of Steve Soper, the 9N of Ryan Musgrove. Will he go home with the whole car this meeting? We'll wait and see. Matt Watson in the 15, the 53N is Perry Soper, and the 115 is Richard Bateman. So there you go. Just bring that graphic back up again momentarily, if you would, Jace. I just wanted to point out, not only have we got the 1NZ in the Bulldogs and the current 2NZ and 3NZ in the Nelson Knights, but in Paul Leslie and Mike Jones, you've got former 1NZ and former 2NZ from previous season in the Cobras. You've also got John O'Garthley in there, former 1NZ?
Grand Prix, I think.
Former Group 1 in the Grand Prix, yeah.
Having a brain meltdown here, but he's certainly won a lot here at Ko-ken Woodford Glen this year.
So quite a lot of those
Matt Peterson,
names.
former 2NZ, as was his father, because that's the number the Petersons like, unless, of course, you're Brooke, who went out and won the Canterbury Champs the other week.
Indeed. So this is what I was saying before about the quality in these teams. It is, it's not just that current 1, 2 and 3 NZ. You've got former 1, 2 and 3 NZ scattered right throughout all the teams.
As their pace vehicle, the Kiwi Auto Spears XR out there, it actually looks at home.
Oh, it does.
Just let it race.
Yeah.
Let it race. And when it goes past many champions in it. Of course, this is teams racing. This race is brought to us courtesy of Really Swift Parts. And the previous two races were brought to us by both a couple of our food vendors out there, Mobile Foods and Mr. Whippy. And we'll get to see the XR out there numerous times this evening as it will lead the street stocks out. The Misfits will get some warm-up laps. It's not quite the same as super stocks and stock cars where they'll pull to the gate for 3 minutes to then go and tweak your suspension. But of course they're going to grid. The Bulldogs may have... No, we're going straight to racing. They gave the Misfits the 4 laps. In fairness to the Beachland Bulldogs, all of these drivers in regular season, I guess you'd call it, have been here and raced competitively.
Yep.
And sometimes a bit too competitively. They are very quick. As Mitch Lavender will grid on the outside of the 621 of Sydney Briggs. Then we go into Braden Adams to the outside of him. It's going to be the 889 of Nigel Ridden. 721 of Daniel Honey will join in with the 345 of Ben Jenkins. Is it the 29 that's on the other side there, Tony?
Yep.
Of Shea McCarty with the 821 of Bailey Briggs. Behind the 821 will be the 315 of Scott Palmer. The 808 will be on the inside of Tim Pine. That will leave us Rob Narby off the back. And the 1NZ of Finch I'm picking.
Yep.
This, of course, they have to race to street stock rules, which means no reverse flicks. Now, that becomes a really clever tool in your toolbox if you're a block car.
Yes.
But we're in the starter's hands. As the 621 car gets away, the 889 stayed on the brakes and has locked up a couple of the other cars. We head through the 621 spinning to the infield. The 808 being flicked around by the 1NZ of Finch. He's out by the wall, he's a bit loose, and the 887's coming through. Here we go, slammed in by the 29 car is... as and Finch gets walloped, and straight and gives a hongy to his teammate as they parked in there.
A miss hit by the Misfit.
But it was a fairly... but all the Beachlands cars are mobile. As The 345 car puts the 808 into the wall. The 621 spinning Palmer down at Enviro Waste. The 889 is flicked there by the 345 of Jenkins. So we'll let this wash out for a lap or two. We'll have to look. So Lavender, the 555 car, is the race leader. Palmer goes up wide, chases the 821. The 1NZ car blipping the throttle, got a flat inside tyre.
Yeah, and for collapsed bearing, I
Oh
would
no,
say.
the tyre's not flat at all. You know, he's actually bent a rear arm by the looks of it. Our race leader coming through here, Mitch Lavender, will clock up. He's all by himself, but the Misfits, they had a little touch at him, but he's actually in the middle of their pack, racing with them. And the 808 drives to the grass and swerves back out. So he's going to get the big hurry up here by the 555, and probably going to get sent to it with his teammate out to the wall. The 887 just misjudged, red lights on, and that'll be, I'm picking,
889
for Ridden, parked in the wall. And it looks bent from here, Tony.
It does, doesn't it? So a little bit more action, you might say, than I'd anticipated, to be honest, and a first up heat. Bearing in mind that both of these teams have, they do have another 2 races later tonight.
Doesn't matter whether you win, lose or draw, you're doing 2 more races.
Yeah, so they got another heat race each, and then they will either be in the playoff for 3rd and 4th or the final for 1st and 2nd. So
the body over the tops decide to roll up as we watch the replay courtesy of the Pits TV. What on earth happened to the 889? He goes in. Oh! The other car hit the back of him, and then they
drove him in.
McCarty actually, he did the hit on the straight, and he was towed into the corner like a caravan. Unfortunately, the car that towed him in did most of the damage to himself. As we watch it, McCarty hit him up the tube, all legit, and then he hooked
caught up in the back of the car, and
it was a caravan. He was just like being towed off, and the 889 drove off by himself. But in fairness, I don't think he had any steering because he had a little bit about 1,500 kilos of ballast sitting over his rear axle.
Yeah, the front wheels were probably almost hardly touching the ground there.
It's almost like he used the 889 as a launching ramp. That could have gone so badly for the 29 car.
But as it's turned out, it's actually not gone badly at all. Much more badly for 889. Thumbs up.
Oh, yep. Now that's how we expect to see a State of Origin car. That is an absolute mess. But hey, look, you can read his number on the back. It's clear. As is his fuel tank, the back of his roll cage.
Just a wee bit of welding work to do in the pits there if he's going to come out for the next heat, I think.
The good thing is if you're looking at his mirrors going, I can still see through the back of my car.
Yeah.
Not realising most of it's on the roof. But give him a hand.
It would be a big effort by the team, but you never know. You never know what's possible. How good are they on the spanners and the welders in the Misfits team?
Watch the lights, watch the lights.
Guys that would go, it's just superficial. We go racing again at the moment. It's Mitch Lavender followed by Braden Adams, Ben Jenkins and Sean McCarty. Yes, at the moment it's going to be whether or not the Misfits can do anything. The 1NZ of Finch being held down at turns 1 and 2, but the race leader heading through. The 821 there trying to figure out what to do. The 621 having in the 621's in a bad position as the 315 gives them a little bit of a hurry up. Sends them out to see if there's Suvalakis alike as we get going. Well, the hits are coming in.
They are.
As the 621, it's about to, he would have just about been better to spin himself there. Sydney Briggs as the 475. Braden Adams had a good crack at him. The 315 of Palmer gets into the 808, puts him round. The 621 McCarty trying to avoid destroying another car. As the 821 you can see he's having a little think about having a crack at the 315, but I don't think he's got the pace. Our race leader at the moment, it is Mitchell Lavender, and he's kind of doing his own little thing. He's not sort of really getting too involved.
I was looking at the roof panel on the 315. Not quite sure how that happened, but
downforce.
Yeah.
As the Blenheim cars, no one's slowing up to block, but I don't know if you really want the punishment you're going to get for it. 721 rejoins us down here. So at this point, out of all of this carnage, we really have only lost the one car. Finch circulating on that pole line, Lavender coming through. That's our race leader. as heading past the Value Cars Warehouse grandstand, but he's kind of just doing his own thing. The 721, sorry, with Honey getting all that. White flag out for Lavender as the 887.
887 takes out a bit of frustration there.
Yeah, and then gasses it and spins himself through the infield. It's a Nabi there. Oh, the 621 took a big shot and puts himself out to the wall. Oh, the 345 had to think about this. There's the 721 car. Yep. Ends up in the wall courtesy of the 1NZ of Finch. Oh, just about got the nose clipped there by the 345. The checkered flags come out. Lavender's just, I was going to say limped at home, but he just cruised home. Stereo's pumping. The 475 goes through. And just looking, the 721 gets as the 621 into the back of Finch. Technically, well, they were still green. That's the answer, isn't it?
Yeah, they were locked together after they'd gone under the checkered flag.
So Nelson, not Nelson, I keep doing that. I'm having an absolute brain spasm on that one. Dunedin, the Beachlands Bulldogs.
1,
Mitch
2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, that bodes well for the rest of the evening, doesn't it?
And the 1NZ finished 10th. Oh, well, never mind, Alan Finch.
To be fair to that scenario, they've only got a little bit of damage. I mean, I think it's Finch's back suspension and a little bit of a guard on McCarty, and that's it.
Well, I'm still not happy with the roof on 315, but anyway.
I don't think it's going to slow him down.
No.
Technical Welding Services Hamilton are specialists in the transit concrete mixer industry. From chassis drop-off to a full working concrete mixing, the team will take care of the job from start to finish. Full engineering services and general sheet metal work can also be undertaken. Need a quote? Call 07 847 2031 or visit our website www.techweld.nz. Technical Welding Services Hamilton, we are the experts.
Get wholesale tyres in Whakatane.
Need truck tyres? Wholesale tyres. Good tyres, better prices, great people.
Down to the pits, boys. Sorry to interrupt if you don't mind. Just while we've got a bit of a chance here. Finchy, mate. Whew, bugger me, you got a wee bit of damage there, bud.
Yeah, no, that was good fun.
I tell you what, though, the Beachlands Bulldogs just absolutely demolished those guys. We're going to go and check out their damage very shortly, but that was a good way to start. 5 across the line. That's maximum points just about, mate. There's nothing wrong with that, is there?
Yep, no, that's awesome. That shot there, shaded on one of the Plenum cars, that was awesome. That was right in front of me.
I tell you what, we've got a replay of that, and he actually ended up on the back of him and then chucked him into the wall and shortened the car up another couple of feet. So I think the commentators are pretty impressed with that one.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was always the plan. I've never seen a 1NZ car on the pole line block, and I always want to do it. It's cool.
Well, you got last in that race, but won everything. It's got to be a good thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it.
Good stuff, mate. What do you reckon, boys? That's not too bad, is it?
In fairness to that, Jace, he got 10th out of 12 cars.
Yeah, he's still second to last or third to last, so it's not too bad, is it? We're going to go and check up on that guy that's got his car total. Watch out on the screen, boys, and we'll show you some really cool pictures, eh?
Shall do is we just watch the modifieds head round. They'll be racing as they come out of turn 4.
So Alan Haig in the 59 car there, former 1NZ, the 13 of Evan Nicol, the 22 of Corbett, the 34 or 00 car, former multiple 1NZ, Greg Keegan. We've got the 48, as we said, piloted tonight by Harley Robb, and Mike Goulet in the 6 car.
The Porsche.
The Porsche car, yes, the Porsche car. Oh, and there's a little bit of contact at the back of the field between Harley Robb and Mike Goulet.
I've never seen a black car go from the pole line to the wall there.
And Mike Goulet gives it back.
Probably don't want to do that to a guy that's not scared of contact.
No, I was going to say, pick your battles. So some pretty exciting side-by-side racing at the back of this field. Out front, Alan Haig's buried the throttle and has got the jump on Keegan, who's a few car lengths ahead of Corbett. When we go back to this battle between Goulet and Robb, who are trying desperately to be nice to Evan Nicol.
Evan's a nice guy, though.
Oh, yes. So down the back straight into Enviroways turn comes Alan Haig. First time we've seen him for a few months in the 59 car, and it's going well. 34 of Keegan on the back of him. I wouldn't mind betting a pass will come up before the end of the race, but we're just 3 laps in this at the moment, and Keegan's still finding out where the grip and pace is on this particular surface. Corbett's had a great season in his 22 car, and he's not far behind in 3rd place. The Porsche has died. Mike Goulet's pulled to the infield with a lack of power, and Harley Robb has pulled to the concrete wall.
It's like it just stalled. There's a line in the middle of the track where black cars can't go past. They just cut out and stall.
So that is very weird behaviour from the 2 black cars, but we'll let them worry about that in the pits later. So it's become a 4-car race with Alan Haig under a bit of pressure from the 00 34 car of Luke Keegan and Chunks Corbett in the 22, holding on to 3rd place, about half a lap ahead of Evan Nicol. So we're 6 down, 4 to go, about to tick off lap 7 here for Alan Haig. He's trying to hold on. You get the feeling that Keegan is quicker, but can't quite find a way past. Haig's a pretty wily character, and when it comes to positioning his car on the track, he's forcing Keegan to look high, and I'm not sure there's quite enough grip out there for Keegan to feel confident to make progress. So Keegan trying his best to get past Alan Haig as they come through Enviroways turn. He takes it low this time round. The white flag's out, 1 to go. Oh, Haig's car's got smoke or steam or both, and Keegan will have got a mouthful of that, and he's going to look for the pass around the outside. He's going to try and force the issue, going quickly here. Keegan, this is Keegan at his best. Millimetres between the cars. The outside pass gets the job done. Quality stuff.
As the modifieds wind down, it'll be interesting to find out what happened to both those cars. Both of them look like the Goulet and Robb cars both looked like it was mechanical.
Yeah, it did. And if you want to see, I don't know if the Pits TV can give us a replay of the last half of that last lap, the 2 lead cars, but if you want to see a textbook last corner pass, that is how you do it.
Of course, next week it's
I'm just going to quickly butt in again. I've got the man down here that has got all that damage back to the street stock. You guys got anything? I can just have this quick check, can I?
Yeah, go for it, bro.
Okay, so mate, what happened there?
I just had no acceleration. I was 2nd gear, foot flat. I seen him coming, and I seen him coming fast, and all I could do was just hold on.
Holy hell. What's your name, first and foremost? I never get a chance to do that.
Nigel,
mate. I mean, it was an absolute snot. Did you feel it?
Oh, yeah, I felt it.
Are you actually going to get... I see all the scrutineers are around here. They're looking to see if they're going to be able to get your car back out there. You reckon you get it fixed? There's a lot of damage there, man.
I'm going to give it my hellest, yep.
Bugger me, I just can't believe the damage to it. We'll just have a wee look around here, boys. Have a look at this. Have a swig around this whole car, pretty much from the passenger's door back, right the way around to the other side. Look at the roof. Film the roof there, cameraman. Look at the state of it. That looks like one of those bloody pack and save car park jobs your missus does there, Jared.
You can talk to her about that. She'll be in the pit somewhere.
Oh, geez, I want to be quiet, eh? I don't want to be killed. I'll let you guys carry on with that. How did Harley go?
Yeah, Harley and Mike had a little moment together, which was really interesting because two coming together on the start, but both the mechanical failures somewhere in that race. So,
oh, no good. All right, I'll leave you to finish off your bits and pieces. I'll be back soon.
Interesting to watch that street stock, Tony. Well, during that race, they were showing highlights of it as we watched the replays courtesy of the Pits TV. And you could tell they weren't just cutting the car to get it on the trailer. They're going to give this a fair crack to get that 889 car.
Repaired, yeah.
Oh dear. As we the modifieds though, they kept it all nice and tidy. And Keegan, smoke coming off that hay car. It looked like a power steering or something like that.
And
but
that
Keegan,
was that last corner pass. Look at the front wheels. Absolutely, there was just a cigarette paper between them, but no contact. Look at that, side-by-side action.
In fairness to Haig, he is a very good driver. He just hasn't raced a lot in recent years. Of course, former 1NZ, I know, and same as Keegan. Keegan now doing his own gig with the LSK Motorsport car, the 00. I know it's a 34, and we know you can't use 2 zeros, but for us it's 00 here. And of course that is a tribute to John Lovelady. But yeah, Luke doing his own deal now, not doing as much racing as he was out of the BRT stable.
Harley, just quickly, mate, how'd that go for you? You're going to take your helmet off first, just quickly. We've got another team's race starting. I see you. The car's got a wee bit of a bar broken here. It doesn't look too serious with any sort of luck, but we'll just wait for him to get his helmet off. Oh, what happened, bruv?
Oh, I went flying down the front straight and turned her in, and the steering arm snapped. So, yeah, that was a bit exciting.
Oh, so it wasn't anything too major. Just, hopefully get that fixed, and we'll see you back out again.
Yeah, just the main steering arm. So went into turn one and turned it in and had no steering, so straight ahead she went.
Oh, heck. You better just about buzzing to get this thing flying, huh?
I was just starting to get in the rhythm of it, yeah, and then that happened. So I'll get it fixed and go again.
Right, mate. Well, we'll try and catch up with you. Hopefully we maybe get you in a first or second position there.
Oh, we'll give it a nudge.
What do you reckon, boys? You reckon we can do the job? I'm not sure. Super stock driver.
I don't know. I mean, he started like most modified drivers, go from the wall, pole line, take someone through on the way past. A little bit of rubbers racing.
I'll leave that alone before we all get in trouble. Bye.
I do that weekly. Anyway, front row of the grid, it is Matty P in the 433 to the outs on the pole. It is Perry Soper. Then we go back to Kahu Epaha in the 777 with the 15 to the out of Matt Watson to the outside, and then the 33 of John O'Garthley. To the inside of him, it is Musgrove with the 29 car of Mike Jones. To the outside of him with the 3NZ. We're going to go racing before we can get to the finish of this. The green is in the air. Watch the outside line. It is going to take off and go. Matty P gets away, and the Nelson cars are going for Garthley. They're having a good crack here, but he's using his teammate to straighten himself up. The Nelson cars are also having a good crack here at the 433. Musgrove gets into Garthley. Is the 16 car trying to push? Is it Mike Jones up the wall?
Yeah, trying to take Jones to the wall.
It is Nelson 1, 2, 3 going to the first after the first lap. So the 433 of Matty P on the pole line out of 2. Sitting there, he's waiting here for the 53. And he's got the pace, he can catch him. He just waited just that little bit too long to gas it. And his teammate of the 2NZ just about, he's going to get Matt P, he's going to get into the back of the 2NZ of McCarrison. Matty P parks it by the wall. So the Canterbury team just don't look as cohesive at the moment, Tony.
They've kind of lost the shape of the race, and with the Nelson cars leading first and second, but Canterbury Cobras have got some work to do.
John O'Garthy's car's received a heap of damage, and he timed it beautifully. He just caught the back of the 3NZ car and just about popped it over. There's chaos down here as the 2NZ car just straight into the front suspension of the 29, and he's got him too.
He's got him, yep. That 29 car's not going anywhere.
Yep, so Mike Jones lost. In fact, the whole arm's pushed back into the bulkhead. So the GOAT into the 2NZ, but he's got the 53 right behind him. The 15 car, so the GOAT is actually running second on the track. He's going to have Musgrove tubes him. So, and he'll get collected there by the 53. And into the front wheel goes the 9 of Musgrove. So Paul Leslie running second on the track, no, third on the track. Oh, the 35 car and the 9 car pushing back off the infield. Interesting. Teams racing rules must be different. as we what took all the hit is Sir Nelson running first and second on the track, Watson and Soper. The 35 car's lost a front wheel, so the front, literally without being, to use the cliche, the wheels are falling off the Canterbury team here. There's Musgrove getting in there, the 2NZ having a crack through the grass, pulls out in front of the 35 car. And this, Tony, is what we talk about, knowing what to do. You can't use the infield, and we've seen that twice now, both with Musgrove, as he's on the grass now, flat outside tyre, but he was attacking from, and the 2NZ car attacking from the grass as well.
Yeah.
As the 15 and 35 car, Paul Leslie's going to get the 15 car, absolutely, and gets through into second if they get through on this, and so Paul Leslie has to get the 53 now, as the 15 car swings through and pulls back out. So block cars are galore here.
So Leslie is on the same lap as 53. So this is the battle for first and second, 53 and 27.
And he pushes the 3NZ into his own teammate, spins him. The 46 car has to do some block work here.
53 took a pretty heavy hit on the turn 4 wall there out of that too. Must have seen that happening in his mirrors.
So the GOAT has got to do some blocking here. He's got to look in the
Two to go. 2 laps to go.
For Paul Leslie, he's got to get, and the 53 car into the back.
So Leslie's got to get him.
And he gets him, puts him round. That puts Canterbury into the lead.
Paul Leslie takes over the lead. He should get the white flag. He does. So he's got to find a clear way, but he's got Andrew in front of him to
There's not
beat a bulldozer.
Well, if you want a bulldozer, they're not going to get a lot of points out of this one, but Paul Leslie's the race leader. The 777's fourth on the track, but the GOAT and Paul Leslie have slowed right up, and watch this, the GOAT's going to go in on the 2NZ car. No, it doesn't need to.
Doesn't need to.
And actually the 2NZ's got a flat outside tyre there, Tony.
Indeed. So there it is. We've gone red, but we've got a race winner. Paul Leslie in the 27 car. Chased and chased and chased and got there.
Well, lots of damage. Lots of front end damage. And I know people watching on the stream, particularly the ones in Nelson, are probably throwing stuff at the TV.
Watch the light.
But you do need to know your team's racing rules. And a lot of damage, but it was the 27 bring it home. The 46, the reason he didn't move on that on the restart, he'd already crossed the checker, didn't need to move. As we're going to try and push the 53 car home. The 3NZ's going to try and do it. Yellow's on, so too late.
And that's the race, folks. Good race out there.
So that's the race over. Now we did get the points from the first heat. The points positions are from position 1 down to 6. And the Bulldogs got a total of 165 points. The Misfits got 15.
So Paul Leslie taking away the race win. Matt Watson with second in the 15. And Kahu in the 777 taking third. Perry Soper, then Sean Andrews. So intermittently all the way through. To be fair, balance of points, other than the race win, being split pretty evenly. And a lot of lessons to be learned for drivers out of that one.
Look at this one here. Good grief. 29C's got a wee bit of work to do, doesn't he?
Well, that's still, at least it's still attached. Mind you, look at how much kit they've brought with them tonight. When you look in the pits there, it's not just a trailer with a couple of arms and half a dozen tyres. There are virtually complete cars sitting on the back of some of those trailers.
35C, look at that. That right hand is just absolutely not looking good at all. No, it doesn't look too bad. It's more panel. What do you reckon, boys?
The other side's not that pretty.
Oh, isn't it?
I think he took an absolute beating in that car. But you can see you can't hide the green paintwork under there.
No, you can't. We're going to get over here and we'll get Paul Leslie. Just get my cameraman to come over with me. Paul's just getting out of the car now. Come on, get your teeth out, boy. Hurry up.
We've got a minute or two. The stock cars are still doing some lap packing.
Anybody think you've done a bit of work? I mean, mate, that was an absolutely awesome race for you, mate. You won it for them, literally by yourself.
Yeah, I seen everyone starting to fall off, and I thought, oh, well, I'll keep running, and then I seen old Perry in front, and I was like, well, that must be the lead car, so we'll tag on and hope we get him, and just.
Well, I tell you what, though, there was only a couple of laps to go, and the boys were saying that there was 1, 2, 3 for the Nelson guys. A couple of laps to go, you just started plucking off the front two cars who were the lead cars, which basically was enough to, last lap type of deal, and it was all good to go for you.
Yeah, no, it was, the boys, even on 3 wheels, they were still limping around doing their jobs, and yeah, I think we got a little bit lucky, but we'll take it.
You can see that you guys are a bit rusty, though. You might want to sort that shit out, eh?
Yeah, now that one's out the bag. Hopefully the next one will be better.
All right, I mean, I'm going to let you get out of the car because obviously you've got a lot of work to do to get your teammates back out there. But, Paul, I'm pretty sure on behalf of everybody here, thanks for doing it for Canterbury.
Cheers, man. Thanks.
Yeah, boys.
Yeah, I'd rather be lucky than talented any day.
Absolutely.
Oh, mate, everybody said, did you hate racing stock cars? No, because you just cut a spar off, weld a new one on. Mate, look at the work those street stock guys have got to do.
Oh, but if you think about the 889 car, they're going to try and turn that car around.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to try and turn it around in about a 6-week.
Well, we're going to go down and have a look to see how far he's got, eh? Let's have a look.
As our stock cars are out tonight. Now, these guys only got the call up on about Tuesday night, was it?
Yep.
So, of course, a lot of stock cars missing. Why? Because Battle of the Stocks is around the corner, and some of the guys are really wanting to just keep the cars tuned in. As we look at the front there, the 47 of Horton with the 18 of Tama Pierce. Brad Rosewarne on the 59. It's almost like Brad's decided, have we played tonight?
Yeah, done.
Oh, which Brad? Play back and see what happens. The 252. Peyton Wilson, did she make a name for herself or what last time we had a stock car meeting here? She hit everything except the trailer. As she was getting into, and it looks like she might have something broken as we talk about it. I'll get the blame for that one. Tama Pierce out in front and there, followed by Kyle Howard in the 179. He'll be just looking to get a nice good run. Brad Rosewarne in the 59. Keeps loaning that car to Huggies.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, the 74 car.
Fireworks going off.
He's discovered where to put some extra fuel in the exhaust. The 252's parked down the back straight.
Not the best spot to be parked.
Yeah.
Red flag.
Actually, as we look at the TV, courtesy of the Pits TV, they've got bar work going into the back of the 889.
Oh, yeah, they get...
Well, we are down here and there's a lot of work going on and they're trying the best they can. I'm just not sure how they're going to fix that mess up the back window there. I mean, that is not good.
You might find it's missing a panel or two, or they just tack that bumper, tack the boot lid down to the bumper.
I just spoke to the Speedway New Zealand officials, and they said that they will have to check it before it goes back out. There basically has to be re-scrutineed again for obvious reasons.
Well, at least it doesn't have to go through its CVI or green sheet.
Well, some of these car yards around here have a warranted it on Monday.
You leave Big Red at home and take the street stock, drive it back down to Invercargill as the 179 they're chasing the 18 into the corner. As we look through there, Brad Rosewarne just giving the back of the 197 a bit of a hurry up as we... Actually, I tell a lie, it was the 191.
As the 74 goes to the infield.
Yeah, I think there's only so much fuel you can feed your exhaust.
One more bang.
Is that a tyre or... Brad Rosewarne moving through into second through on Kyle Howard. And Tama Pierce having a great season, actually. As we look through there, the 197, new addition a couple of weeks ago to the stock car ranks, battling it out with the 191 of Dylan Robb. Now, I have heard a wee whisper that car's in the hands of someone else next weekend, Ivan.
Oh, okay, yeah.
One of our North Island competitors as part of the Battle of the Stocks is going to run it. Wow. As Brad Rosewarne there chasing the 18 car. Cole Howard slipping back to the 191 of Dylan Robb. Got the Ace Motorsport Holden V6. He looks up the inside, but the 197 is going to give him a hurry up. That's the top gear for the Falcon in it. As it is Tama Pierce. He's doing what he needs to just to stay ahead of Rosewarne. In fact, actually get Rosewarne. Rob now looks like he's going to have a wee battle here with the 2 panelled cars. Same, at a completely different workshops.
Now there's an issue with the 59 car. Pulls to the infield.
Better to have the issues this week before Battle of the Stocks. As Howard, they're having a battle with McPherson. And Alan Jackson on the outside there looking for an outside line, but no, on this track you're going to have to stay low if you want to be fast. Jack though managed opening up a bit of a gap on the 179. Head through Enviro Waste again we do as we head onto the front straight. Cole Howard just sliding out wide and lets a couple through. But it is Tama Pierce out in front at the moment, followed by Dylan Robb. Dylan Robb looks like he's winding him in. Won't say quickly, because Tama's been quite cunning in this race. He falls back into the pack and then streaks away again. But Tama Pierce heads down to turn 1. Keeps it down low. Dylan Robb right behind him. As we head past the Value Cars Warehouse Grandstand, back down into Enviro Waste. Dylan Robb comes up the inside. Does he have enough? No, he's about half a car length off him. And if Tama Pierce just keeps the head down, he'll take the checkered. He does. Dylan Robb's for second. With a 197 of Jack just beating McPherson.
Good to see young Jack coming to grips with that car. He's going okay. Yeah.
Well, he you look at the coming out of mini stock straight into stock cars. That being said, it is an impressive bit of kit. Ex-Ashton Top Gear car. I think it's the only Top Gear car that's got a Falcon in it. Was in the hands of the BRT stables, and really Sam Jack coming to grips with it, third in that race. But the winner, Tama Pierce, followed by Dylan Robb. Brooke McPherson running fourth with Alan Jackson fifth.
And the fastest lap set by Dylan Robb with a 20.26. So another lap, and I reckon it would have been on between him and Tama Pierce. And I see Tama Pierce has entered in a super stock at our final meeting of the season.
Interrupt us again, can I? Is that all right?
No, I think it is.
Okay, that's good. Well, I'm going to anyway. So Neville Soper's down here. He's the manager of the Nelson Knights team. Mate, 1, 2, 3 with a few laps to go. What happened?
Oh, just a few silly mistakes. We just went off the boil a wee bit. Pretty good effort by the boys, though. I think they did really, really well. Awesome.
Is there much demo? I can see there's a wee bit of work going on this car beside us here. They're trying to put in I think it's a rear axle or whatever the story's going on. 3NZ's got a few panels to do. But everybody looks not too bad.
Not too bad. Bit of welding here. Clutch on NZ3. NZ2, as I say, has just got an axle there. So, hopefully we'll get 5 or maybe out of the 6 cars. I think we'll do good for 5.
Okay, so is there a plan now? I mean, obviously, it did go according to plan against Canterbury for quite some time, and then it didn't. So was it the same game plan for the next one?
We probably won't be as aggressive. I say we're up against Blenheim. It's not holding anything against Blenheim, but we're trying to make a final as well, so we need cars to finish.
We only got 5.5 cars to compete against with those guys.
No, I know.
Hey, like we were saying before, it's all good to have all these small number cars on paper, but they've got to gel as a team, huh?
Yeah, I think the boys are doing pretty well. There's 3 or 4 of us now that have been 10 years with the Knights. Myself, my boys Stephen, Ryan and Cody. So 10 years with the Knights is pretty good effort.
Well, hey, once again, if it wasn't for you guys coming down, it wouldn't be a team's event. So on behalf of everybody here, thanks very much for bringing the Nelson Knights down, and best of luck for the rest of the meetings. All I can say to you, mate.
Yeah, that's all we need. Just a little bit of luck, for once in a while. It'll be a good change for us.
What are you boys upstairs reckon? Who are you going for? Come on.
Well, it's getting a little interesting because the 2 winning teams out of the last 2 races, one of them's going to drop a race.
Yeah, so it could go the other way, couldn't it?
And this could be, we've seen a lot in these round robin formats where arguably the 2 teams that probably should be in the final decimate themselves midway through the night.
So if I just update the points, Bulldogs sitting on 165, the Cobras on 135, the Knights on 45, and the Misfits on 15.
Now, one thing that Mr. Soper there did say, and it really does concern me, they were going to go a little bit easier on the Misfits in the next race.
Hey, boys, just out of interest, just quickly, sorry.
You go for it.
You want to see it down here in the pits at the moment. Guess who's helping out the Nelson Knight guys to try and get their cars back on track? Beachlands. Beachland Bulldogs all over here helping.
It's because they didn't have much damage to theirs. No, it's good. And I guess this is the thing with street stocks racing, and even stock cars to a certain degree, where you want to be able to race, wreck, help, and laugh about and laugh about it at the end of the night, because there's a lot of new steel being cut out there and a lot of stuff going into cars. As we watch our mini stocks head down the back straight, they will be racing as they come onto the front row there, the 24 car of Buckman from Greymouth, with the winner of the last race, the 93 of Shade and Andrew McCartney. We go racing. We do. Away we go.
Shady off the front. It's going to be a bit hard to pull back, I'd suggest.
I would say as we head round the Buckman car, the real sort of side row combinations going into mid-pack there, Tony.
Yeah, and Marsden streaking up the inside line there to take over third.
It's got Shady out in front, followed by Buckman, Marsden, then to Hawley with 131 Bland. Actually, I did see Simon Bland wandering through the pits. I wonder if he's out there working on other people's cars just to get teams out there and racing.
Well, I can tell you right now, I'm down in the pits right beside him, and he's working thoroughly on the 2NZ machine. So he's doing the front end while the guys are doing the back end of the car.
Well, if ever there was a man who knew how to put a street stock back together after wrecking it, it's definitely him.
Sure. Absolutely.
As his son's out here racing fourth at the moment, ahead of Hawley in the mini stocks. Out in front, though, it is the 93 of Shade and Andrew McCartney. Buckman with Marsden. Marsden looks like he's got the turn 3 pace, but you've got to catch him and you've got to get past him in the 24 car. Just looks oh so stable out there. Red lights on. What have I missed out of all of that?
I have no idea why they've gone red. There must be something on the track. Has to be, but... To come back to what you were saying there, Jace, there's two races here with the street stocks tonight, isn't there? There's the race on the track, and there's the racing that's happening in the pits, the race to fix cars. The effort that goes in from the crews and the teams in order to get a working car back out of the gate again for the next race.
Yeah, it's just... And they're not the easiest things to work on.
No.
So we've lost a wheelgate off a car, and so it's a black car, so we know that. We've got to check to see who's lost it. They're doing a quick zoom around. Somebody who's pit crew who's got a pin and probably an R-clip or a bolt in your pocket. Yep, it's the 85 of Tyler Hawley. Comes through the infield sideways-ish. Lost that outside wheelgate. Which does beg the question, Tony, in a grade that's not contact, do you need wheelgates?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. That thought flashed across my mind too, but anyway.
The other one that's intrigued me is how many helmets have got visors wide open. Not going enough to make the eyes water, not going fast enough to make the eyes water yet. As Shady heads round out of Envirowaste, followed by Buckman. Marsden is catching it, but so is Bland. They've managed to get a bit of a gap over Pickles and Sam Jack. As the 41 over the back of Williams. Out in front, though, it is Shady. We did say from the start, if he's on the front, he's going to be hard to pin back. Marsden's looking to the outside of Buckman. They head down into Envirowaste. Marsden now goes to the inside line, tries to carry the momentum. They both have to scrub off a little bit of speed. The 131 sitting there. Sense that Bland is just waiting for that mistake in front of him, isn't he?
Yeah, he looks just a little quicker. And now Marsden's going to the higher line to try and get round the Greymouth car.
He's having to scrub off just too much to get to that low line. There's probably a little part of him waiting for the 24 of Buckman to actually come back and chop his nose off through the corner so he can then move to the outside.
A bit of morse on the back of Marsden's car there.
Look who's coming to join this pack.
Sam Jack, who's been quick all season.
Buckman's then managed to open about a car length over Marsden. As, yep, a little bit of encouragement off the corner from Bland. Our race leader though, Shaden Andrew McCartney through Enviro Waste. Checkered flag is out. That'll be 2 from 2 for him. And Buckman will get it by half a car
length, yeah.
Over Marsden, Bland and Jack.
So that was our mini stocks, their second race of the night. In the chute are some saloons, the saloons, who'll be doing their second heat for the night. We've got to pay some bills, and we'll be back very shortly.
I feel so alive, still remembering what I want, but it ends with you. Candlelight has gone out, some will win and some will lose. Nothing much else to say, thought I was searching for something. Door has closed, not a sound. Take a look as I am now. Still I smile when you speak. Will you please slow down? Slow down. Slow down. Slow Unreal intertwined, and you're not listening. It is your choice to make a little mark.
Anderton Decorators are a long-established Canterbury company covering the whole of the South Island who love to support their local community. If you require expert advice from design to application, then Shane has the expert team to ensure your next project is hassle-free with a professional finish. Floor to ceilings, walls to roof, inside, outside, commercial or residential. Let our team take the hassle out of your decorating. Give us a call now on 027 Painting. That's 027 724 6846. Anderton Decorators, we have you covered.
It doesn't matter how hard the job is, we suck it up and get it done. No matter how dirty our hands have to get, we suck it up and get it done. Suck it up, suck it up, suck it up. Out for suck's sake, suck it up, suck it up, suck it up. Out for suck's sake, suck it up.
Suck it up and get it done with suckitup.co.nz.
As we move back to Blair Lee with Matty P. Street Stock Central on the middle of the track.
It is, isn't it?
And then Ashton Osborne there with Campbell McManaway, although I suspect we may, just the way they're gridding, oh no, McManaway beside him.
Lights are out. Car 167 is the pace setter. Nobody past car 167 till you exit turn 4
Still
on the
central
green.
in the middle of this pack as well, isn't it?
Oh, there's a Moose X in there.
All right, so this is the heat where Ashton Osborne started off the front in the first one. This one he's on the middle. Last one he'll be off the back. Let's see how he goes. He won the first heat. We're all bunched up and there's a little bit of snookering going on there off the start, but they're away. Phillips on the inside line gets the jump on Tabley. You get the feeling that Scouten was just holding back there slightly. Blair Lee has to back out a bit to avoid some contact. Opens a space for Osborne to snap through. But there's contact. Osborne rode the rear wheel of the 17 car there. Latton's car has come almost to a halt out of turn 4. I think we'll go yellow very shortly.
Oh, he's still limping it to the grass.
Oh, he's just getting it off the racetrack. He has too. Just. Whether the referee will let that go or not, I'm not sure. But it's Phillips in the 47T car who leads Scouten in the 72, ahead of the 71 of Willie Woodhouse. Blair Lee, we go yellow. And I'm not sure that Campbell McManaway saw that.
Yellow.
Not as quickly as Blair Lee did anyway. Nearly climbed into the back of the 17 car.
To be fair to Blair Lee, he did lift off mid-corner, which caught Campbell. He would have been steering at the back of the 17 car.
So Brian's got the green ready to wave again, and again it's a slow start. Everyone checks up slightly, but they're away. Phillips ahead of Scouten. Scouten looking pretty racy up the inside line there, trying to get the pass done, can't quite do it.
Osborne does the same thing again to Blair Lee.
Again, contact between 17 and 2 mid-pack. McManaway watching all that unfolding in front of him. Scott Woodhouse in the 17 car coming in pretty hot there near the back of the field, and right at the back the 21 of Luke Cook. So Phillips in the 47 car, he's got 3 car lengths over the Scouten machine, who's got 2 or 3 over Willie Woodhouse. He's a car length ahead of Blair Lee in that white 17 machine, who's just ahead of Ashton Osborne in the 2NZ. He's leading the 492 of Campbell McManaway. Matt Peterson, a couple of car lengths back, and then Scott Woodhouse in the 7 car falling off the pace a little bit. Tabley, who started off the front row near the back, Gardner and Cook at the back of the field. We got a bit more
Willie
coming
Woodhouse
together.
decided to climb into the back of Blair Lee. He got past him and he's just trying to push. What on earth was that about?
Well, there was some contact for some reason between the 2 cars, and Willie Woodhouse decided he wanted to.
Willie decided he wanted to be back in the street stop.
Force the issue there.
That, to me, is almost a head explosion.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to watch the replay, because the way I read that, Blair Lee got up the inside, and then Willie just decided, nah, you're not taking it, and just drove into him. And then, of course, they tangled up. It could have been, here we go. Blair goes up the inside, Willie cuts back across and just plows into the left rear, climbs into him, and they sort of break free to a point here. Just watching it courtesy. And then Woodhouse decides to get on the gas. You can see the rear tyres lit up.
Yeah.
And he just pushes him around, and Blair Lee's like, what? The hands are like, he even hits his own helmet like, you've had a brain explosion.
Multiple stops that kind of disrupted the flow of the race a bit. Saloons. Must be racing for a ranch. Oh, yeah, we are.
No, it is Canterbury Check.
Right. Oh, we were away and racing again under the green. So Phillips in the 47 car leading Scouten. Ashton Osborne car bouncing around a little bit there through turn 1. McManaway's car looks just a little more settled. Peterson trying to stay with them, but you get the feeling these stealth chassis in front of him are just pulling away slightly. We go back to the 7 of Woodhouse, the Tabley in the 167 battling with Gardner in the 48, and Luke Cook in that 21 car valiantly getting ever so slightly quicker with every lap at the back of the field. So George Phillips leads us through, ticks off lap 5, half distance for the Saloons. The 72 of Scouten staying with him. Osborne keeping an eye on what's going on front there. You get the feeling that Osborne could go a little further, a little faster if he chose to. He's just watching what's happening. He knows he doesn't need to be a hero in this race, or at least not on this lap. Phillips definitely under a bit of pressure from Scouten now. I think Scouten fancies his chances, but will the laps run out? And Scouten is pulling Osborne through as well. Osborne's car looks a lot more settled than Scouten's does. If anything, it's going to be Osborne who's going to benefit from this, I think. McManaway's hot on the tail of the 2 car as well, and these 4 are absolutely jinking it out at the front of the field. Phillips has track position, Scouten's using the higher line. Osborne's car looks just a little unsettled to me, whereas McManaway's looks very smooth and very assured. So they're coming up on the back of the 21 car, about to pick up the white flag this time round. So back marker comes into play. So does the desire to do something on the last lap. Scouten and Osborne side by side out of turn 4 there. Osborne on the inside line. Scouten's car bouncing around on the higher line. Osborne tucks in behind. I think Phillips has got this, but what's going to happen for second and third? So Scouten just with the higher line takes second. Osborne third and McManaway in 4th. But not much between those front 3. The gap from 1st to 4th, just 1.5 seconds.
I think you'll find the variation between those cars of what the shock spring combinations were.
Yeah.
You can see the likes of Scouten's car was just starting to pogo a little bit, as was Ashton's. Phillips and McManaway, stable as.
Stable and smooth, yeah.
And Matty P hung off the back of them. The other thing to remember from McManaway's point of view, if you just keep finishing where he is, he's going to be in the top front 2 rows. He's probably got the machinery to be there in the last race. It's going to be interesting to see the outcomes of this race, because there was some moments. good thing is attacking from the infield doesn't come under one of the rules for saloons. It's not a common one, I don't think.
Not a common one in saloon racing, no. I see we've got modifieds out on the track. I see the 6-car Mike Goulet is pulled to the infield. You can see him parked up there.
The Porsche not wanting to play games tonight. So, of course, for those of you that are watching it haven't seen this car, the 6C car is not Mike's normal 4 car. It is actually a turboed Porsche-powered modified. And some days it goes like a rocket, some days it goes like a dog that needs to be taken out the back.
And tonight's one of those latter ones, I'm afraid. Poor old Mike Goulet. Never mind, Chunks Corbett in the 22 car, wheel lifting down the front straight, and that gives Luke Keegan the opportunity to get round the outside and take over the lead. Alan Haig in third place ahead of Evan Nicol, and a repaired, rejuvenated and eager Harley Robb in the 48 car to at the back of the field at the moment. 49, sorry, of Kevin Bann. So 00 Luke Keegan leads us away down the back straight past the Value Cars Warehouse Grandstand in the last rays of the setting sun here at Ko-ken Woodford Glen, Kaiapoi, North Canterbury. And Keegan is going to make no contest of this, leading Corbett, who's ahead of Haig, and then a long way back to Nicol, who's being caught by Harley Robb in the 49 car. We know in Kevin Bann's hands that 49 car was pretty competitive, and I think Harley Robb is just looking at the lines as he comes off the turns, starting to get the hang of it. It's a different kind of beast to what he's used to driving. And he pulled out of the pass there on Nicol. He's being very cautious, very careful, doesn't want to bin it, because I don't think Robb race cars have quite got the technology to repair a modified. Well, perhaps they have. Perhaps I'm being unfair, but they don't have the experience anyway. But he's got the pass done now. So there's his first pass in modified racing. Now he's got to chase down Alan Haig, the former 1NZ, who's a long way in front of him. But he can open up the throttle, and you can see him starting to turn that car in early now and starting to really enjoy it. But out front, Luke Keegan, 6 laps down, 4 to go. Still a good battle for second and third between Corbett in the 22 car and Haig in the 59. And you'd have to say that the gap back to Harley Robb is falling a little bit. Let's have a look.
Harley's particularly smooth through 3 and 4.
His last lap was a 16.34. This time round he's done a 16.25. He's getting quicker.
He's faster than Haig and actually almost the same
pace as Corbett, yeah. So out front, Luke Keegan's doing a 15.8. So he's definitely got the wick turned up on that 34 car. Just a couple of laps to go now for the former multiple 1NZ. Picks up the white flag this time round. Rear wheels in the dirt. Knows the quickest way round this track. Harley Robb doing a pretty good job there. Let's have a look at his lap time this time around. 16.16. He's getting quicker with every single lap.
He's actually the second fastest car out there.
Yeah.
That's an interesting
statistic, isn't it? So checkered flag has been taken by Luke Keegan. Corbett third, Corbett second, Haig third, and Harley Robb a creditable fourth place there.
Interesting there just to watch how they had that unfolded. But Luke Keegan probably not a real surprise there.
No, I don't think anyone would be surprised by that. A good result though, good drive, put in some quick laps and made the whole thing happen. In the end, Harley Robb 10.9 seconds back in fourth place. So give him a few more race meetings in this car and he'll be up there.
I was trying to figure out what was wrong with the modifieds before. Gary Lennon. The car was in the pits, but we haven't seen it on the track.
Ah, okay.
Oh, it's gone. It's on the trailer. We'll have to ask Uncle Ivan when he comes through what happened there. And Mad Marty Brandt.
Yep, I was there. I watched him. He came through, didn't he?
Nobody touched him.
Nobody touched him because he was so slow and so anonymous, and he just raced the same line lap after lap after lap.
And
everyone ignored him.
He's at a pace that he must be a block car.
Yep.
And he came through and won it.
Won it.
Manawatu Arena erupted. So
the cheering was huge. Yeah.
Never mistake pace never mistake cunning.
Yep.
And so as we look through, and of course those of you that are on social media tonight, probably streaming on your phone some of your teams racing around the countryside, some interesting results starting to pop up for the New Zealand Stock Car Teams Champs that is being contested at Waikaraka Park.
Who do we want to win that? We want Wellington to win it because they're the easiest one for us to go to next year, is it?
Rotorua, Wellington or Wanganui. To be honest, probably Wellington because it's probably the easiest, and Al Levine's got a big camping ground.
Yep, I think that's right.
But
we'll put our hopes on Wellington, make it easiest for us to get to next season and take the title away.
And yeah, if that happens, if it's in Wellington, that'll be Pitt's TV territory, Tony.
Indeed. And away we go.
We go away.
And again, the Marlborough team stand on the brakes off the start.
They certainly do. The 15 car gets away. The 621's we've got Musgrove, and it's just smoke puffing out of that. And Musgrove gets caught up in that actually in the spin.
He's going to take a hit here.
115 car of Bateman, they're just pushing. And these two cars here, they've just pinned the 50. Your red light's on. Now, what is that going to be for? Is it going to be for not moving off the start? I've sent the push truck out. So is it for damage or is it for a car? No, the black car to the infield. The 115 of Richard Bateman to the infield. Now,
what's the reasoning on that? Over aggressive?
No, I wonder if that's for hitting a stationary car.
Ah.
So I'm wondering. We'll wait to hear for the official word. Because the 821 rolled forward and stopped, now they're having a wee chat. No debris on the track, so they're just making sure everybody's got bumper corners. We're all.
So having that car taken off definitely hurts Nelson.
Well, when you need top points and you can only get so many cars to finish, and you didn't start with 6. Good battle there with Musgrove down the far end as the 2NZ of McCarrison coming through. As the 887's about to get a fair tubing, he's been sent for a hot dog. He's got to back off because he can't drive him in like you would have in a super stock. It is still racing to street stock rules. 2NZ McCarrison out past the Valley Cars Warehouse Grandstand. We've got a couple of the Blenheim cars together on the back straight there. It does expose Matt Watson. So Matt Watson wants to back off the car in front of him, and the best thing that the Blenheim cars can do is actually slow down and really upset as we're into the back. Oh, reverse, no, that was so close to a reverse flick. If it hadn't been for the 721 just getting on the brakes and saving it. As down at Envirowaste, Musgrove looks to do some work. He moves out as the 808 slips on through. Can't spin him that way. Here comes the race leader, and the 9 car of Musgrove doing what he needs to do to protect the race leader. 721 goes through, so McCarrison running second on the track with Watson leading. No, McCarrison stopped. McCarrison has stopped at the end of the grandstand, effectively on the infield. 2 wheels on the infield equals infield, as Musgrove looking to push. And here comes our race leader on the back of the 808 car. And he gets him cleanly, spins him through, and he saves it. The 808 car doing a great job to actually regain that one. Oh, we hit the grass, we spin. And Musgrove just got to get back out on the track. The race leader's coming through. Nelson's got to go red. I'm picking. They're going to pull someone.
Red.
Yep.
9 to the infield, car 9 to the infield.
9 to the infield. And I suspect, and I'm going to suspect on this one again, that was for pushing the car whilst on the infield. Now, this really does make it quite hard for Watson.
It does. So what have we got? We've got 3 Marlborough cars still running, 1 Nelson car still running, but the Nelson car is the lead car and he's a lap ahead.
So, not sure what's going on with the 621. Oh, he's pulled himself to the... Well, he's clearly... I mean, we can hear the referee in our headset, as can some of the viewers on the Pits TV, and there was certainly no communication to the 621, so he's moving under his own volition.
The lights. Let's watch the lights.
Well, they're not really beating each other into submission. They're just breaking themselves into submission or being sent to the infield. So the Matt Watson is the race leader. He has 4 laps to complete. Tim Pine and Sydney Briggs. But they actually have to, the 721 has to slow down. Daniel Honey. So the 808 of Tim Pine just has to circulate. He is a lap down though. So they've actually got to take out the 15 car or hold him up for 2 laps. And this is where it comes down to it. Honey is waiting for him as the 15 car trying to fake to the outside. He'll charge him in. Oh, no, he'll get him, puts him around. Oh, he hooks. He hooks. And the 808's still got to unwind himself though. And Honey knows it too, but where you go off is where you go back on, and he didn't do it quick enough.
So 15's still the lead car, but only just.
So the 721's the one that actually has to do the work here.
Yeah. And he realised that he was waving his teammate through there. He's saying, go past me, I've got blocking to do.
White flag is going to come out though. It's in Brian's hands. So the 721 he's given it up. This is going to be, it's too late. Matt Watson's going to come home because for whatever reason, it seems like the brains were left on the trailer. The block cars drove through and the checkered flag, he's going to get a clear run. It's going to be Matt Watson all the way home, so he'll bring it home for the Nelson Knights. He will get a maximum points haul of what he can bring home. And
I suspect that means that the Knights and the Misfits will finish 3rd and 4th, and the Bulldogs and the Cobras will finish 1st and 2nd, irregardless of what they do to each other in the next race.
You'd almost,
that's a race, folks.
well, you'd almost flag chase it out and not damage each other in the next race.
Because it's not the final.
It's not
exactly.
the final.
Wow.
We're going to get to
felt like flies in a can of rain, didn't they?
Well, that was just absolutely great way of describing it, Tony. But just I guess it highlights the lack of experience in teams racing. When the white flag is out and you're not racing, if you're going to block, you need to stop.
Yeah.
And
do you remember back to last meeting that we had that interview with Malcolm Nartai and the winning Canterbury Superstock team, and they talked about how in the points races in the heats it was all about getting cars home and getting maximum points.
Yes.
It was only when you got to the final races where it was first across the line that you had to think about the tactics of how you'd achieve that. Up until that point, it was all about bringing cars home. And that's what these two teams missed out on doing here in this race.
Well, they fell by their own wayside, but the referee also had a wee bit of a field day too. And they gave, there we go, that is, watch the replay courtesy of Pit TV, that is the incident there for the 115 car. He backed up to clear the incident, and then he dumped the clutch and plowed into the stationary car in front.
Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall.
I can hear a microphone on down there, so that you're trouncing the pits.
Watson. I'm just waiting for him to get his helmet off, and once again, another man that solely did the job and did what he needed to do to get the boys across the line and get that win, mate. You must be happy with that one.
Yeah, it's happy with that. The track's a bit rough, but just keep out of trouble and brought it home, so it's all good.
There's only 3 cars left, in which you were one of them, and the other 2 were just, they had an opportunity to stop you, but chose to just leave you alone. So at the end of the day, all you need is just that win, isn't it?
Yeah, one of them slowed down a little bit, and I got rid of him okay, so it was pretty crazy race, really.
It was pretty hard. I mean, I see 2NZ's been pushed, and we'll go and find out what happened to him very shortly. And, a couple of your cars didn't even make it out there for that one. So to get the win, you must be exceptionally happy with that.
Yeah, happy to get a win for sure.
You come from overseas to do this gig, don't you?
Yeah, I came in from Perth on Thursday. Yeah, flew in.
Only just for State of Origin, huh?
Yep.
It's crazy. So you don't race all season, you come home and decide you want to wreck your car.
Yeah, pretty much. It doesn't sound good when you put it like that, but yeah, this is one of the best meetings of the year for sure.
Absolutely, and it's been proven to be that way too. That first race, mate, but brutal, eh?
It was a good one, that first one. I actually thought we had it in the bag. I didn't realise Paulie was out front. I'd never seen him all race, so yeah, I actually thought we had that one, but I was pretty gutted actually.
Well, you had the first 3 spots for quite some time. It was just the last couple of laps that you sort of lost the way a wee bit.
Yeah, I think our guy was leading and got tagged in the last lap from what I got told, but yeah, I was all happy. I thought, yeah, we got him. And then they gave them the flag. I'm like, oh, I was spewing.
A long way to come from Perth just to watch that, huh?
Yeah, definitely. But it's all good.
Good stuff, mate. Well, we'll leave you carry on. We're just going to sneak over here and just see if we can find out what happened to 2NZ before we hand it back over to you guys. And he got pushed back into the pits. What happened to this car, man?
Fuel pump. Fuel switch.
Fuel switch, so nothing too major. You'll have it all fixed up, ready for the next one?
Sweet, eh? Should be sweet.
Must be a bit of a pain in the arse when that happens, though, eh?
It's not ideal, but it's just how racing goes, eh? We've had some pretty good luck lately.
Isn't it better that it happened here and not at the New Zealand Champs, eh?
Yeah, well, that is true, but don't know. It's still never good to let the boys down, eh? But it's just how it goes.
Well, you have to make it up for them in the next one, eh?
Yeah, we'll see if we can put on a show in the last one.
Good boy, right, we'll let you carry on.
To be fair, Jace, we're still under the 3-minute bell.
Okay, we'll just have a wee look around the rest of the pits here for these guys, and it doesn't seem to be too much damage. They're stuck right into Matt Watson's car over the other side. We just get a cameraman to swing around there, and you see they're putting new bumper corners on. I think one of you guys might have mentioned one of them was bent up. They're just so quick. Everybody comes over and helps out, and they're getting the job done. 2NZ, you can see 2 people. We'll just get the cameraman over here. I'm making him run all over the place tonight. There's people in the car, there's people outside the car. This man's topping up the fuel here, and they're obviously fixing that switch. 3NZ, this thing's not going to make it out. It's clearly too bent. You can see that. Look at that damage in there, boys.
It's not going to buff out, is it?
It's not going to buff out, and of course they didn't make it out. The whole car, the whole left-hand side's up on the jacks and stuff. So yeah, it's not an ideal scenario. So we won't see that out for the rest of the night.
And what other motorsport, Jace, do you see the 3rd best car in New Zealand absolutely smoked before the end of the season?
Well, I mean, this guy's probably not going to get to race this car for the rest of the season. Of course, they've got a big gig coming up. I think it's the Super Stock Stampede's coming up, and the street stocks are on the card for that. So it'll be interesting to see whether we see this out here. 53 looks like it hasn't even been out all night. This thing doesn't look too bad at all. You see the 9, this is the man that was taken off for hitting in the, I shouldn't say it too loud because he's probably got a wee visit to the referee's box, you would say, wouldn't you?
Possibly. I mean, don't get me wrong, we had other pit drivers up here who were taking up way more time than what he did.
Have you seen this before, Jared? Look at this. There's a radiator sitting on the roll cage. Have you seen that before?
Follow the lines. Is it automatic when he chants?
Is this automatic? Is this an automatic car? No, it's not.
Oh,
there you
so
go.
what's the cooler for?
Yeah, it might be for the nitro. It's got a switch on it, boys.
It's the cooler for the driver's head.
Must be pretty fucking big.
I did hear of a sprint car years ago that had nitro in it, but it was supposed to be an urban myth. But anyway,
this doesn't look too bad. It's got a bit of a damage to the rear air here, and you can see that's pretty caved in down there.
In fairness to how Ryan Musgrove normally takes his car home from State of Origin, that's actually pretty tidy right now.
It's very tidy. It's not too bad actually. Considering he's the one that's put the bumper in quite a bit. You can see his pit crew's quickly working away there, checking the oils and all that sort of stuff. I mean, there's quite a bit for these boys to do, but I tell you, she's bloody good racing, I must admit. It was well worth coming, wasn't it?
I think so. I think people underestimate just how exciting street stock teams racing is as the Cobras and the Bulldogs grid up for a race that the Cobras have to score 10 points. Maybe 20.
As far as we can determine, the Bulldogs are through to the final, the first versus second race. The Cobras just need to score 10 points to get a car across in the top 5 or top 6 really, actually, just to join them.
The trick is to minimise damage. We're going the opposite way, so we're a little bit faster. We're away and racing, and it is the 345 car that leads us. He's got Matty P right pushing him at the moment. We go into the big cluster. The 345 spits himself out to the wall. Lavender and Peterson out in front. Lavender goes through. So Matty P, he's going to tube the back of the 55, the 555 car, but look what's coming in your rear view. The 475. Oh, Braden Adams looking to chase the 433. Matt Peterson will be hanging out to get to some block cars. Unfortunately, the first 2 block cars he's coming to are Bulldogs.
Yeah.
So Matt Peterson is foot to the floor at the moment. He's going to have a crack here at Lavender. He gets him. And red light.
Red.
Oh, 35 has got a fair bit of damage there on the infield.
So what was that for?
35 to the infield.
35
to the
stay
infield.
in the infield.
I think he's already anticipated that.
Well, a lot of damage on the 35 car, is it? And we've got a real gaggle of a tyre up down here. The 555 got taken in the spin by Matt Peterson. I think Braden Adams has slid in there. Yeah, the 35 car of Garthley sent to the grass. But
just quickly, I found out the problem with the 3NZ car.
The gearbox,
apparently you need one of those.
Well, it needs to be attached normally.
Yeah, the clutch is out, the big gearbox is out, so that's why it's not going anywhere. I just thought I'd quickly show you that while that breaks on.
Cool. Nice film work there from the Pits TV.
His cooling fan mustn't have worked.
The 345 car went a long way under the red there. Now, I'm not blaming him one bit because he had a full head of steam up and it does take that long to pull a car up, but he's gained a huge advantage from when the red came on.
So, the 29 car also on the infield.
29D?
Yes.
Yeah, no,
it's McCarty. So, the 2 perpetrator, and so the 345 car is
taken over the lead.
Yep. And
somewhat controversially, you might say, but anyway.
Red light, and that's going to be for the 55 car not restarting, I'm picking. Now, it's for his own safety. His door plate is exposed to oncoming cars. That's what I'm picking it's for. Wait and see. Wait to hear if we get a call from the referee. So
433 to the infield.
433 to the
infield.
That'll be for hitting the 555 car when he pulled back out to move.
Instructions being given to Matt Peterson there.
No, they're sending him back out.
I do believe it's both of them have opportunity to go back out as well.
The 555 is being sent back out as well.
But he's not moving, so not sure what the deal is with him.
So they've given the 555 car the opportunity.
I know he's going. He's firing up.
He's fired it up. There's plenty of smoke coming out the back.
I'd say, judging by the way it's taken off, it's broken in the diff or it's trying to eat its clutch. Because it was pulling the numbers, but it was just Puff the Magic Dragon. I think he's got a driveline failure from that. Yep. So Matt Peterson was able to go back out there. Who'd be a referee tonight?
And about 2,500 people in attendance.
He's getting a push back out. So that's an interesting.
Well, the thing is, you're trying to start. No, he's turning back round. Yes, trying to get the car moving on grass versus clay. There is a little bit more grip on the clay. Well, until we put the water truck on it, but. Yeah, I think he knows.
Yeah, he knows he hasn't got it. And look, he doesn't need to finish this race. He's got teammates still out there. They're into the final.
This isn't the final.
This isn't the final. He doesn't need to be out there. He can preserve the car as best he can and work on it in the pits. He doesn't need to break it further.
You're just doing that for your own pleasure at that point.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will see how this one races out. 8 laps to go. And Dunedin first and second on the track at the moment. And there's a certain point where you go, do you just let it go now?
Just let it go. Yeah.
Race.
I mean, so long as Canterbury finish 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th, they get the points they need to make it into the final. So the cars are spaced out on the track.
Red light.
The referee is going to have another say.
Well, poor Aaron in the push truck. He's been out there. Is it for debris?
There's a spring on the right in front of you guys.
There it is. Yep.
315, can you back up 20 metres? Car 315, back up 20 metres.
So 315 being directed to move back. That's fair enough. Yeah. I think it's going to make a huge bearing, to be fair. And the 1NZ car. So someone's lost a spring. Maybe they should put retainers on them, Tony.
Oh, what a good idea. Wonder where we could buy those.
Let's not go there. my pet peeve at the moment. Anyway, out in front. Now, Dunedin. Why do I keep saying Nelson? The brain's just not there.
Never was.
Ben Jenkins and Braden Adams leading this one back to Matty Peterson. And I think, to be fair, they've all figured out they just have to race this one out. This doesn't have to be, no one has to do any big hits, no one has to wreck any gear. There's probably a car in the infield that's going to need a new clutch or gearbox between races. So just bring it home in one piece. Oh, the 315. Yeah, the goat doesn't want to do that. He's quite happy. And he's getting run out wide by Palmer. But he's quite comfortable in that zone. The 1NZ's going to come through, and the goat goes to the pole line. And the Dunedin car's just sitting back. They don't have to do too much. We're halfway through this race as... Whoa! Oh, the pit gate gets clobbered for that one. He took the swing. And
he came back out into the front of the 1NZ too.
He did.
And he's still going.
Yep. It's not really changing a huge amount. Ben Jenkins is the race leader, red light. And I think that, as a guess, is going to be to check the pit gate.
Yes.
There's definitely some damage on the 1NZ. I suspect it's his spring that we picked up before.
Yeah.
So I suspect...
If you've been watching the 1NZ car throughout the whole race, you can see there's lots of sparks coming out from underneath it. So I think you're right. I think it is the spring that's come out of the 1NZ. But
well, just looking at the rim on the 1NZ car, it just looks like a cutting wheel off a grinder.
He's obviously vaping in the car too, look.
I know a guy who... if only vapors could advertise there, Jace. Is, I think... judging by the fact that no infield crew are going, they're just checking on the pit gate, are they?
No, they're not actually. I don't know what the hold up. What's the hold up? Come on. I don't know. She doesn't know either.
No,
I've got a referee's beside. What's the hold up?
Gate.
Gate.
Yeah, checking on the gate.
He said gate, but the gate popped open. There we go. That's what happened.
Okay. So they had to put the chain back on it. There is a little bit of give in the gate. It actually it's gone quite a large pole that allows it to jump up and down if it takes a big hit. So the goat circulating. He's actually stopped on the pole line down here at the far end. Is he going to get going again?
So it's Dunedin, Christchurch, Dunedin, Christchurch, Christchurch.
Wow. The two Dunedin cars collected each other, but is it Paul Leslie that was there? He hit the back of the 475 so hard that actually they jumped in the air, and he clobbers the 475, and they both slide through the grass. So Paul Leslie putting the front bumper in. Boy, it's going to take a lot of effort for his crew to get that back for best presented for the season. The 345 just hooking onto Matt Peterson. Yeah, he's going to clean the wall. Probably a little known fact around here is the person who scrapes the wall is actually Sean Andrew.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So if you're going to drag your car around the wall, all you're doing is helping him. Oh, 315, just got to watch that pole line as he looks to have a crack at the 46. As the white flag. Is that good for Kahu?
Yeah, Kahu Epaha, I think.
It is. Ben Jenkins running second at the moment. So our race leader goes through this crazy little pack, and the 345 is going to have a big crack down here. Does the big kamikaze? Does he get him? He clutches it. Kahu stayed in the wall, stayed into it, and it's going to be Ben Jenkins taking the race win over Matt Peterson for second. So wow. Jenkins, that was a last ditch.
So it was Dunedin, Christchurch. So
it's supposed to be a non-event though. What happened there?
What happened? That was, and to be fair, after the first 5 laps, it was in Dunedin's hands. Ben Jenkins just gets it in the last corner, with Christchurch second, third, fourth, and fifth. Well, this is boding for an interesting finals race, isn't it?
I think we can confidently say these two teams will be competing in the final for first and second, and the Knights and the Misfits will be competing for third and fourth.
And based upon the amount of work that our infield crew had to do to talk to drivers out there, I think we're going to send an invoice to SNZ for diesel. Ben Jenkins taking it away. He did it all on the last corner.
He did.
Literally from the apex of the corner out. But Matty P, Kahu Epaha, Paul Leslie, Mike Jones, it's kind of irrelevancy. To get to the final, Canterbury just needed 10 points. So at what sacrifice did that race cost any of these drivers for gear? I mean, you see the smoke coming out
Well,
of the
as
55.
far as the 555's concerned, you'd think there is a bit of a sacrifice there. As far as the rest of them are concerned, maybe it's not too bad. There's stuff that needs to be...
In front of Matt Peterson's car, the radiator's laying back.
Yeah, perhaps I've spoken too soon there when you look at that view from the pits TV.
So lots of work going on. We're going to be back shortly with our stock cars. I know that Chase is going to go see how much carnage is lying around the pit. There's more on the car too. It's going to the last two races.
Well, I'll tell you, mate, I can't even believe that.
Well, that was our feeling too, Jace, that there could have been a strategy there that might have been slightly more advantageous. But anyway, what is done is done.
Watch these guys coming in. So here's a car that's coming in under its own steam. It's obviously the 433 Matt Peterson. He's got a big chunk missing out the back right inside. It's not going to affect him too much. The car still sounds good. Look at this thing. This thing's got a bit of smoke and smoke and anything else coming out. Well, this is our 35C. Look at the state of it. Look at the state of it. Holy heck.
This was like
29C's looking not much better, to be fair. I think Mitchell left. I'll go find out what happened with Mitchell because I'm not 100% sure. I just wait for these cars to come past and let you guys have a wee look at home. I know you can't do it in the stadium. 27C sounding pretty good too. He's got, so does the 777C. So that looks all right. It's got a bit of a right front damage done, obviously, to the wheel. Let's come over here just quickly.
The St. Nicholas is a familiar sight around Bluff as she steams out to capture Can-Do Fishing's famous Bluff Kinner. Once caught, the Kinner is brought back to the purpose-built factory in Bluff where it is processed, packed and shipped fresh to you. But that's not all that Can-Do Fishing can do for you. Try some of their green-bone fish or delicious power products and you will soon see why seafood from the Bluff is world famous. So head to your local fish market or supermarket and ask for Can-Do Fishing Kinner, fish or power. Can-Do Fishing, there's nothing we can't do for you. Total Access is New Zealand's largest providers of access machines, scaffolding and height services. Total Access stand by their promise of reliable service, making easy access. With access machines of all types, Total Access have the small machines right up to New Zealand's largest, with a reach of over 56 metres. With locations all over New Zealand, give the team a call today on 0800 Hire Now or visit their website at totalaccess.co.nz. Total Access, where height is within your reach.
And I'll just buzz over and find out what happened to Mitch. They're looking under the car straight away. So we'll find out what happened. Mitch, what happened to the car, mate?
The back wheels seemed to lock up and I got stuck on the infield. I think it's just blown the CV, so hopefully it's not too bad and we'll get it sorted, but still got the win, so we're happy.
Oh, absolutely, but you didn't need the win, mate. You just had to get a couple of cars across. You're already in the final, so, probably all you've done is create a bit more work for yourselves.
Yeah, well, that's teams racing, so hopefully Christchurch have got just as much work to do as we do, and we'll see them in the final.
Is that the theory? Helmet off, brains out? Helmet on, brains out?
Yeah, brains go out the window as soon as you get in a street stop. Yeah.
Good stuff, mate. Hey, it's still a good win, though, and any win's a good win, so just more and more experience and more practice for the big final coming up shortly.
Yeah, thanks, Jace.
Good stuff, righto. What else has happened here? 475D, he really is not looking good at shape at all. I might get my cameraman to come and cruise down here. He's just down the other end at the moment. This thing here, boys, unbelievable. It's definitely a bit buckled. It won't buff out, that's for sure. They're working on the front. I think they're going to be working on the back too. Are you looking at this stuff? Unreal. Come around here this side, mate. Have a look at here. Look at this.
Who needs air conditioning when it's air cooled?
Look at the state of it, though. The state of it. So everybody's into it, though. You can see lots of work going on. Let's swing around here, and you can see they're just working. Swing around. Look at that. These boys, there's about 4 or 5 people here working on this car, trying to get it out ready, because obviously they've got a big final coming up. They've done enough, obviously. Who's in for the win? What do you reckon? Jared? Who's going to win it?
You just wonder if the Beachlands Bulldogs cause themselves a bit of unnecessary damage.
I believe that's probably quite truthful there. What about you, Tony?
He hasn't got his headset on at the moment, so on his behalf, I'll say he's going to go for the Bulldogs over Canterbury, so we've got an even split.
Okay, fair enough. One of each.
But you look at don't get me wrong, these cars are built in such a way you can repair them quickly.
Yeah.
But it is when you know yourself, repaired cars aren't the same as fully serviced and checked over. fully functioning machines.
I think what we saw there was the rehearsal, wasn't it? The rehearsal for the main event.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much it. And the 345 car, they've got a lot of work going on here. I think he's okay. I might just grab a word with him. How's the car? I think you're the only one coming under your own steam, really, weren't you? How's your car?
What's that, sorry?
How's the car?
Yeah, no, good. Yeah, no, sweet as. Perfect.
All right, you all geared up, ready for the next one? Nothing you have to do? No damage?
No, I don't think so. I haven't really had a chance to walk around it, but no, all the tyres felt inflated, and yeah, good thing.
Good win, though. You'll be happy with that?
Yeah, very, yep. Stoked.
It's only a half job's half done, though, eh?
Yeah, no, there's still the big one yet to come. Fix some fairly damaged-looking cars, so, yeah, see how we go.
Was that a bit of a silly thing to do, though, go out there and do that race? I mean, all you guys had to do was finish. All Canterbury had to do was finish, and that was the final anyway. So now, I think, as has been alluded to, you've got a wee bit of work to do now.
Yeah, that's right, but, I mean, we're gotta make sure we can beat them first. I mean, we didn't know that it was a definite. You never know what's going to happen in the race before you. We're strapping our cars when that race is out. You never know what points can do.
Well, that's a good point, actually. Good point. Okay, well, best of luck, and I'll let you go and have a look over your car. Well done, man.
Awesome, thank you very much.
Cheers. Oh, God, he's got a good point there, don't he?
Yeah, he does.
Didn't know what was going on today.
That kind of answers that question that we did raise at the beginning of that race, which is, do they know the point situation? Are they aware of what they should and shouldn't do? So pretty
Let's have a look at this one NZ machine, shall we? This is the one we think spat the bumper out, the spring out. Did you lose a spring there, Finchy?
Okay.
What's the deal? Just going to replace it? Any other damage to worry about?
Just front bumper corner and everything here.
So it's going to take a bit of an effort to get it out ready for that last race?
Yeah, it's going to take a few minutes work indeed.
All right, mate, we won't hold you up. So that thing looks very sick.
As our stock cars head away, Dylan Robb just rockets off to the start. That thing launched. We move back to Alan Jackson with Peyton Wilson, and she's got the bumper into the 68 already. As Tama spins the 46 around down the back straight, we head through Enviroways. So Dylan Robb just got the heels pinned back. As Brad Rosewarne's looking to make some moves through. Peyton Wilson just she's into the back of the 27 car. Rosewarne goes through. He moves into fourth spot. Past the Value Cars Warehouse Grandstand. Out in front, though, it is Dylan Robb with the 191. Alan Jackson, followed by the 27 of Mike Rush. And Rosewarne looking to move through. A look further back, Tama Pierce going through on the 43 of Ben Burnell. And Rosewarne now making the moves on the 68 car. So Rosewarne just, I think after that first race, just wants a clean run here.
Yeah. And he's getting it. He's putting the passes in without having to make contact. Oh, spoke too soon. He just pushes the 68 offline, but the gentlest of touches, really.
Tama Pierce putting, who did he put in there? Was it Peyton? He had a crack at someone, took them off the end. As Burnell through the infield, he's got a flat outside tyre. It was
Wilson, yeah.
Peyton Wilson. Well, some drivers just need to be kick-started. As the 68 gets into
cars round there.
27. Of course, for a lot of the stock cars, we said earlier, they are sitting at home waiting for Battle of the Stocks next Friday night.
Which is, yeah, that's right, Battle of the Stock Cars as well as Battle of the Superstocks.
And there's a couple of big fields of cars racing here at Ko-ken Woodford Glen. As looking at Rosewarne's car, once again the exhaust manifold, it is just glowing bright red. You can see it right across the stadium from here. The 59 car, as the 46 and 252 having a wee bit of a battle. They went up and did the Aotearoa New Zealand Ladies Champs and ended up, of all things, colliding with each other. Pretty much wrecked both their weekends. But our race leader, it is the 191, and actually Peyton Wilson committed big time into turn 3 and 4. She's trying to chase the 46. Dylan Robb, I think, just sitting back here a little bit. He knows the back markers are having a play. And Dylan Robb just touches the back of the 252. As the white flag will go out for Robb. I think Peyton's just taking the extra horsepower. Rob goes through on the 252 back marker. You look further back through, Roseborn sitting way back there in second. But as the race has gone on, it looks like the 59 is just dropping off pace a tad.
So Dylan Robb takes it away pretty comfortably, really.
That being said, I've never seen... Heat is the killer of race engines, right?
Yeah, I know.
And the exhaust glowing on Brad Roseborn's car almost implies it's just... I'm making some assumptions here that it's just so lean that's getting that hot.
That's your race, folks. Nice racing out there.
I get it if it's a rotary with a turbo hanging off the side of it, but maybe not a V6 Holden.
And I don't see once again. Let the beat drop.
A waste, but the lights go green and away we go. Good racing between the two Woodhouse family members there, Scott and Willie for second and third. Ashton Osborne coming in low on the track and getting the pass done on Scott Woodhouse to take over third, but out front it's Blair Lee in that 17 car.
No Dutchie in this race.
No, Peter Scouten's not out there. I knew there was one missing, you're quite right. So Blair Lee's car leaning over like a drunken sailor, but absolutely doing the business on the track, leading Woodhouse in the 71 and Osborne in the 2. A couple of car lengths back to Scott Woodhouse, who's battling with the 492 of Campbell McManaway. McManaway around the outside now, looking to get the pass done. Matt Peterson has jumped out of the street stock into the saloon. Slightly different rules, slightly different...
You sure?
Well,
you sure? Well, let's go back a race.
Yeah. Slightly different circumstances in this race. Not making a lot of go forward. Phillips from the back of the pack is still stuck there, fourth to last. Then we go back to Tabley, Gardner and Cook. So out front, about to tick off lap 4, it's Blair Lee in the Kiwi Auto Spares 17 car. Got quite a push there out of turn 1 into turn 2, and that's allowed Osborne to get the pass done on Woodhouse, as Woodhouse just backed out of it slightly. And so Ashton Osborne making a big statement here in this race from starting near the back of the pack, now up to second place behind Lee. First of the back mark is about to come into play. The ex-Jumbo Berryman 21 car, driven by Luke Cook. And Lee and Osborne slice past. McManaway as well, he's got through on Willie Woodhouse, and you get the feeling that the 71 car just going off slightly at this point in the race, not got the go forward it had in those early laps. So Blair Lee doing the business, 17.7 on that last lap, by far and away the quickest car out there. Osborne trying to hunt him down. But to be fair, given where these two, or given where Osborne has finished in the previous heats, he doesn't need to risk too much. Pretty sure he'll have a front row start. The big push on the 17 car there slowed him right up, and Osborne nearly had the opportunity to get the nose alongside, just pulled out of it. But I think this time round he'll be looking to white flag if Lee's car pushes again, Osborne will be onto it. No, he doesn't. Lee keeps it tighter this time. And I think it's going to be a start to finish event for Blair Lee here. From beginning to end of the race, he's the leader, the winner, takes the checkered flag from Ashton Osborne, and a pretty rapid 4.92. Campbell McManaway coming through for a solid third place there.
That looks like that's going to put Osborne and McManaway on the front row for their feature for the Canterbury Champs.
I would pick that's pretty likely, yeah.
And I would suggest that Phillips and possibly Peterson will be in the second row. However, anything can happen.
Anything can happen, and it usually does.
Well, the cars are dialed in for 10-lap races. They're very quick over 10-lap races. You'd be a fool to bet against Ashton Osborne at this point, I think.
Something weird about being at a speedway meeting. The music says turn the lights off and carry me home. But anyway,
what on earth
was that?
Is that start?
Yellow.
Was that a race start? Or
well, the light went green and then
someone
the
vomit.
green light this time.
Oh, they didn't go on the green.
Our lights out. We are lights out. Get into grid formation. When you exit turn 4 on the green, you'll be racing.
Well, some of them are already racing in their minds.
In their wildest dreams.
Interesting. I've already seen one of these drivers up here tonight and chewed out. We are very, very pedestrian. We've given them the green. And the 84 of Emmy Hawley leads us down to turn 1. Followed there by Mason Bland. Reece Marsden's there. Look at the outside run a couple of these cars have got all the way around that outside. And sparks flying. 51 and 5 have it coming together. We bunch up. And already into the mid-pack is actually the 93 car. Out in front though, the 84 battling the 131, the 35 of Ireland battling with the 87 of Marsden. As we head around onto the back straight, looks like Mason Bland will take over the lead. As Hawley falling into second with Ireland looking to contest now as we head down to Enviro Waste. They all get doing Morse code on each other. Buckman has to take a big swerve to avoid running to the back of the 93 car. Cost him dearly for track position. 35 car of Ireland now battling for the lead. With the 131 of Bland, although Bland's got enough track position now. As we move further back, third is Williams with Marsden. And a couple of cars running that high line to good effect in the camera.
Including 93, Shady.
Yep, he's about to come through into about 6th spot, I think. He has, he's moved through into 6th spot, and he and the 85 car of Tyler Hawley are absolutely steaming it at the moment. Very, very quick on that mid to high line. They've got through the bulk of the traffic, and I think the next one to join them shortly will be the 197 of Jack. Out in front, it is Mason Bland though, followed by Danica Ireland. And the 93 looking to challenge the 85 through Enviro Waste. Ireland is within striking distance of the 131. Williams kind of out by himself. Marsden now falling back into the grasp of Hawley and Shady. Mason Bland though, the 131. Doing what he needs to do to keep Danica Ireland behind him. As we look further back, Chris Williams just in his own little space in the middle of there, not really going forward and not really slipping back. So he looks like he's got a comfortable third. We head through Ireland, looks to be just a little bit quicker through Enviro Waste. White flag out for Bland. as the battle's actually for 5th at the moment between the 93 and the 85. The 85 will run high, but there seems to be drive out there. As the 93 though uses the track position. Our race leaders head through Enviro Waste. Mason Blandy just goes round the outside of Caitlin Ross, takes the checkered, the 131, followed by Ireland, Williams, further gap back to Marsden and Andrew McCartney. And that was our mini stocks heat 3, Tony. Fastest lap out of all of that was actually Sam Jack doing a 21.5. So the track's sort of smoothing out for these cars.
Yeah, it is. They were finding a bit of grip and able to run that high line pretty effectively, some of those cars. None more so perhaps than 93, having won those first 2 heats. He had his work cut out from coming through from the back, but to finish 5th, it was creditable, but he did it largely through not lifting and running that higher line pretty much the whole race.
Yeah, particularly down at Enviro Waste turn 3 and 4, he was very, very quick through that corner.
So congratulations to all of them for completing a race without having to stop for a different coloured light and without running each other off the racetrack.
They're clearly not ready for saloon racing.
Not quite yet.
Modifieds are in the chute. They'll be up, and not all of them are in the chute, but 4 of them are.
Oh, this running stuff's not doing any good. What's going on, boys?
Well, I was just thinking.
Where?
Well, I was at Dangerous Thoughts.
Oh,
that's unusual.
As the modifieds are about to go racing, so I'm going to leave that to Tony.
All right, I'll deal with that. Luke Keegan leads Harley Robb away in the final modified race for the night. And I have to say, Harley's doing a good job of trying to stay with Keegan there. Chunks Corbett coming through from the back of the field to take over 3rd. Evan Nicol in 4th, and the Porsche-powered modified finally has got the wick turned up and is running, albeit not perhaps quite as quick as Mike Goulet would like. Out front, 00, Luke Keegan bringing that car around through 3 and 4 very smoothly, and if anyone was going to be the tutor for Harley Robb, if he could pick any driver to follow and learn from, it would be Luke Keegan, wouldn't it? And look at him. Harley is absolutely gunning it. Staying with the 34C car, giving it heaps, giving it beans.
He's actually faster than Luke in the last lap.
So there you go. Corbett's got no answer there in 3rd place. He's best part of the length of the straight back. And with 4 laps down now for Luke Keegan, there's just the slightest sense of a bit of a battle on his hands in the form of that big black 49 car. Harley leaves his braking quite late, turns it in quite quickly. You can tell he's a contact car driver at heart, but effective enough. The track just starting to slick off a little bit now, and you sense that the lap times are just dropping slightly. But that's 6 laps down now for Luke Keegan. And these two have cleared out from Corbett, Hayden Corbett in the 22 car, who's a long way ahead of the battle between Nicol and Goulet. Not very often we say that, but no, that's the nature of this race. So Keegan, pretty much all on his own now, leading the 49 of Harley Robb. 22 Corbett, doing his best in 3rd place there. This will be 8 laps down, 2 to go for Luke Keegan, the 00 car. Brian organises the flags in the box, gets the white one ready to wave next time round. Coming off of turn 4 onto the front straight, Luke Keegan for the final time picks up the white flag. 49 in 2nd place, 22 in 3rd. and Keegan about 2/3 of a lap ahead of the 4th placed car. So checkered waves. Luke Keegan gets another win for the season. Harley Robb bags a very creditable 2nd place there with some pretty quick lap times, and Chunks Corbett in 3rd.
To be fair to Harley throughout that race, I was watching the ELS tick over. He was within about 0.1 or 0.2 of Luke Keegan each lap, and there was a couple of times there he was actually faster than Luke Keegan.
Wow.
Yeah, cool. Jace.
We've got a bit of a treat for you here, actually. So what we've got is we've got the winner of the last mini stock race, and I was just up in the corporate boxes with Jack Anderton and Shane Anderton, and he reckons that he can do an interview, right? So I'm going to introduce Jack Anderton, who's going to take over this interview from the winner of the last mini stock race. Here you go, boy.
I'm here with the last adult mini stock race winner, Mason Bland. Was there any strategies going into this race?
Try not to roll it or blow anything up.
What was the track like out there?
It was a bit rough, but pretty grippy.
Oh yeah. Would you like to thank any of your sponsors?
Yeah, TCS, Tyre Collection Services, Roscoe's Auto Dismantlers, and Aussie Spears.
All right. Well done last race.
Thank you very much.
What do you think of that? Is he a star in the making or what?
Hey, Jace, just thinking about this,
Right.
because we and I have been around long enough to know their fathers probably too well. Did that not look like a time machine?
I'll tell you what, let's take a little look. Come around here, have a look at this sexy beast of a man, and if we turn around here, come out of this. Hey, who's this? It's old Blendy. You must be proud of the boy today.
Very, very proud. Yep.
And of course, one thing we noticed that you're not obviously in a street stock race tonight because you're a Wanganui car, so I suppose it's a bit hard to get a Wanganui team to come down. Is it something that you think you should do, though, is get a Wanganui team to come down and do the State of Origin?
We haven't got enough cars. No, I'm retired from teams racing. I can't do it.
It's bloody hard. I've seen you running around helping out everybody you possibly could.
Out everyone I could. We've ran out of parts in the Nelson team cars, so we've done as much as we can do. So, yeah.
Are they going to get a full contingent of cars out there, or is it going to be a little bit depleted?
Nelson have got 2 down.
Oh, heck. All right.
Motor and clutch.
Oh, hell. Well, that's a bit of a rough. I see the gearbox sitting down on the ground, eh?
Yeah. Disappointing, but hey, we tried our best.
Good stuff, mate. Hey, well, it's your boy's moment. We'll come back around here again. There he is. Look at him. Superstar in the making. And is he going to go into? Are you going to go into street stocks or what?
Hopefully one day.
Yeah. What about super stocks?
Nah, too expensive.
Tell the old man to dig the gorse out of his pocket and put you in a decent car.
Nah.
Good stuff. He wants to have a go at the wagon, apparently.
Yeah.
All right, well, hand it back over to the boys. What's happening up anyway? What's up? Stock cars, are we?
It is stock cars up there. I guess they're having a bit of a playtime tonight.
Did you want to talk to me about something? Or?
I did. Actually, I was going to mention, of course, the Kiwi Auto Spears tonight sponsoring the Man of Steel. But tonight, it's not called the Man of Steel. It is the Chris Lee Trophy tonight.
Right.
What do you think? Who do you think has been your standout player this evening? You might need to come back after the stock car race and give us your thoughts on that.
I think that's a good idea. I mean, Jesus, there's so many that were,
To be honest, it should probably go to a pit crew member based on the amount of work that those guys are doing.
I think you got a couple of people that come to mind straight away. Paul Leslie was very, very good, and let's be honest, he secured the win that Canterbury should have been losing, didn't he?
Yeah,
so
fair enough.
There's a couple of people there that probably do stand out, but yeah, he's the one that's sort of my highlight so far for the night. And he's a good bugger too.
Bearing in mind, there are 2 more races.
Well, I was going to say, let's wait and make our decision until we've seen those other 2
but
races.
But of course, that is something that the drivers, and every year when it is picked, the roar that comes from the pit crew, from the crews that are in the club rooms, it is something that is really well, whether it's stock car teams racing, whether it's street stock teams racing, it is something that the guys maybe not aspire to get, but once they get it, they're really proud.
Absolutely. That's something we'll look at after this. I'll come up and see you boys after the meeting here, and we'll make a decision from there. But I can sense a very eerie scene over in the pits with the street stock guys at the moment. It's very cool, calm and collected. Everybody's just leaning on cars. There's really no work going on. I think anything that can be done has been done. It's now time to boogity.
Yeah, it's calm before the storm, isn't it?
Right, leave it to you boys.
Right, we're just waiting for the 43 car to be, has he started into the grid or pushed off the grid? And then we will go into our stock car. Yep, so Ben Bennell just being pushed in. Got so close to starting the race. You couldn't get much closer.
You couldn't get much closer. It's about 10 metres away, but there you go.
I'm not sure what they're telling them to roll forward for. Oh, is it Rosewarne as well? Yep, Rosewarne's been pushed out. Good Lord. We're breaking cars before we even start. Yeah, Tama Pierce. I don't think he's brought it yet. He's just going to do a quick loop.
He's just going to do a loop, yeah.
Don't blame him.
They're just going to regroup back up, but because those guys passed the start line.
Cut across the infield to get back into grid quick, please.
Told them to hurry up and get across the infield. They're listening. Yep, you know which one has the headset on and which one doesn't?
You do. It was an interesting test, that, wasn't it? Yeah.
Of course, we all have to run one-way receivers from our referees. As Dan Hardy will take pole or take number 2 spot beside Brooke McPherson. Katie Haig will join in, and then Tama Pierce got the gap there because of Rosewarne and Bennell. Right. Give them the flag. Send them on their merry little way.
The lights will be going out. Watch the lights.
I am waiting for the day that someone slips and hits the push car before the race starts. As we're away on racing once again. Oh, Tama Pierce just chewed the 706 car on the second gear change. Brooke McPherson leads us. Dylan Robb up the inside of Sam Jack. As Hayden Wilson just kamikazes in. There was no braking in that. That was McPherson to the infield now. I think she lost an outside tyre. Dylan Robb in the lead. Back to Jack.
Just made an adjustment to her helmet there. I think it was like a visor possibly. She's popped up or something.
She's pulling to the infield again. Something's not right with it for her. If you're not comfortable or something's not right, better to pull in than get hurt.
Yep.
Out in front though, Dylan Robb. Whoop, Dan Hardy's car sounding like it's missing a cylinder or two. We've got one on the wall over here. No, ricocheting back out. Out in front though, it is Dylan Robb. Back to Sam Jack, Tyler Horton. It's good that he's got his misfire found and sorted. Tama Pierce there having a look at Haig. Oh, he had a big swing at him and he missed. Backs himself on the wall. That doesn't tickle. And I can tell you, as you go into that wall down there, it gets bigger and bigger. Lost the 252 to the infield. Out in front though, still Dylan Robb. And if you're that competitor that's driving that car, Nick, 18 takes a big right-hand swing there at Hardy. To be fair to Hardy, it just doesn't have the go-forward that he wants. If you're the driver that's going to be jumping into this 191 of Dylan Robb's next week, you'd be quite happy with that it's performing as well as it is.
Who's jumping into that one? Do we know?
Caleb Ireland, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Out of Hawke's Bay. And Sam Jack, though, sitting second at the moment, followed by Tyler Horton. As the 12 car and the 18 car decide to lock horns. The 12 car's coming to a halt. Tama Pierce backs out and heads off on his merry little way. And Dan Hardy gets going again. So a couple of little just play arounds that a few of the drivers are having out there. Dylan Robb's in cruise control. The 74 car slowed up quite considerably. Trying to think what the back was. That the backfire out of Tama's car, Tony?
Yeah.
Oh.
74 got into block mode there.
I guess if you're going to have a play, it's a meeting like this where it makes sense. Nothing on the line. But the Hake machine just a little bit quicker out in front though. Still Dylan Robb through Enviro Waste. He has a checkered flag coming out for him. So the 191 takes the checkered, followed by Sam Jack. The Jack family there, so quite happy with that little acquisition in recent weeks. And Tama Pierce, is he going to take the... No, he's not going to take the right hand side. He's rolled to the infield and back out. What? Oh, not sure what happened in the end there. Look, I thought it was going to be a bit of contact, but not to be, not to be. As that was our stock cars. Yellow light to them. And win going to Dylan Robb. Sam Jack the fastest, the second with Alan Jackson. Fastest car, 19.9 of Dylan Robb.
What do we know about Sam Jack's car then?
That was it's the Top Gear. It's
Yep.
the ex-Bolton, a BRT car that Jamie Bolton ran for a little bit, and I believe it came from the Ashtons out of I guess you call it Rotorua.
Yep.
It was one of their fleet of cars, I believe.
Cool.
So an immaculate bit of kit underneath. I've seen it in the workshop on it before they acquired it, and it is was pristine. I assume it still is.
Yeah.
As we look into the chute, as Dylan Robb will get his checker to take it round. Looking at the screen, you had your logo up there, Tony. Will be for third and fourth for the Kiwi Auto Spears Street Stock State of Origin. It will be the Nelson Knights versus the Misfits out of Blenheim. We'll be back very shortly.
But it's bloody well out there. What an effort. What an absolute effort.
The 889 car
Yeah.
of
Well done,
Nigel
team.
Ridden. You wouldn't have picked it. The front's twisted, the back's going to need a bit of buffing.
Yeah. But well done, team. That is absolutely awesome work by that pit crew. You talk about Man of Steel, I reckon it goes to the 889 pit crew.
It certainly does. Well, he took one
is
heck
huge.
of a tubing. And his second race of the night, he's gridding up for the third and fourth place race. Front row of the grid, it is the 2NZ of McCarrison.
First across the line.
Yeah,
No
well,
points
Watch the
here.
lights, watch the lights.
Keep your kids back from the fence, folks. It's about to get ugly out there.
What? And this lot's pretty? So McCarrison leads us onto the back straight. Oh, we got cars spinning. Who's? Oh, Ryan Musgrove tried to avoid the spun car, but he had nowhere to go.
It's his own teammate.
Yeah, that's why he's trying to avoid it.
Yeah.
Smoke billowing off the 721. The 15 car's looking to climb into that. Does he take the shot? No, the 721 runs out wide. He takes the
Now
shot.
he takes the shot.
And he launches at him, rides him into the wall. As the 889 rides the wall. Smoke coming off that 621.
So Nelson first and second at the moment.
It's not about scoring points. Oh, the front bumper on the 721's twisted. It's still there though. Got to give him that. I think the winners of this event's going to be a steel company. And as the 9 car, he's coming around and he's actually looking at Nigel Ridden's car, and that is the car, and Ridden slow it up to block Musgrove. Here we go. How'd the welds hold up? Well, pretty well by all accounts at this point. He's on the brakes.
Yeah, he's not making that mistake again. He's using the brakes this time round.
Red light.
Red, red, red.
So I'm picking it's for a broken bumper or flat tyre. Yep, they're sending the push truck out. And he's going over there. Do we... And he's going over to the Blenheim car up by the wall. I think it's that front bumper. It's there, but it's not straight.
Yeah. Is it still attached? Is it still functioning?
Checking it. Testing the reverse on the Can-Am anyway.
Part of it could be lying on the track back there.
So it has come off. Yeah. Was sparking it up as he went around the wall. A few cars there. Good shot there on the 15 car. Musgrove nowhere to go. As well, picked up some debris, but they haven't. It doesn't appear as though they've sent anyone in.
They're checking all the white bumper corners. This is bizarre, isn't it? We had this in the other race where they went round, they checked everyone's bumper corners. Try and
It is part of the gig. Yeah, I think they might have found it. No? Bearing in mind that when the red light came on, the 2NZ car was actually behind Ryan Musgrove. So it is.
Well, it's not the first time tonight we've seen
McCarr-
places change under red, but
Watch
anyway.
the lights, watch the lights.
Harrison, Bateman, Honey, Narby are away and racing. So we're gonna. We'll review as Musgrove lets the 15 car go through, 115 car go through. As the 15 car's gonna, he's gonna test the new steel. He absolutely tubed him, sends him off, and now he's gonna test the front. Oh, he got on the brake. He released him, but red, and I think we've got a wheel rolling down the track off the 821 car, and we can tell you from what I've seen of it, there isn't a centre in it.
Not sure about the 15 car's future.
Wow. He did, it was a fishing manoeuvre. He did tag and release.
He did release, but
he was fairly fast when he got there. Oh, we're getting a collection of tyres in the back of the push cars. But credit to him and his crew for actually turning that car around. May not want to repair it when he gets back home to Blenheim. So we go racing once again. So it is McCarrison, Bateman.
15 in the action again. He's on. He's the heat-seeking missile, isn't he?
He's moved himself. Matt Watson's moved himself actually into third. So it's Nelson 1, 2, 3. now they just beat up on Blenheim for the sheer pleasure of it. It's the 721 up by the wall here, limping. 15 go 115 and Bateman goes through. Ryan Musgrove, absolutely, I drilled as the car slide through the infield. I think the 887 just about hitting his own teammate, which on this side.
Once he was on the grass, he had no control. There's 15 in the action again.
There he gets him, and but Musgrove's coming through for the shot too, just quietly. If he doesn't get him here, he'll get him at the end of the straight. Smoke billowing off the 621. And Musgrove's going to get him, or does he? No, he's going to drive himself up high and wide. Harrison, the 2NZ, is our race leader. I think he's pretty much unbothered. He's going to bring that home. He just has to finish. I think Musgrove's just doing this to intimidate the 621. Oh no, he's going to have a crack. Oh, and he gets him too. Race leader just goes through like they're road cones. Oh, going the wrong way. Not necessarily the smartest move there by the 621. Yeah. Red. We'll wait for the comment from the referee, but I think I know what it's going to be.
621 to the infield.
21, stay on the infield. Move further in, please.
Stay on the infield. The one thing I will give Andrew, our referee next door, the credit, he does have a nice clear voice.
He does.
You're very clear as to what was happening there. Yeah, you can't go the wrong way on the track. Credit to the Blenheim team for coming down here, but they have taken a beating, and we're now going to watch an exhibition race as the Nelson cars are the only cars on the track.
Let's hope they realise that and don't start hitting each other.
Well, you never know.
It has happened in the past.
We did hear the comment from a street stock driver earlier that you take your brain out before you go racing. Their words, not ours.
The light.
And now the Nelson cars, if they were looking across the track, they could just about race in formation now. You'd just about let McCarrison come round and just race it 2 or 3 wide. So it will be 2 laps to go now as McCarrison goes across the start-finish line. Nelson Knights. Definitive in how they've executed this race. Although Musgrove firing the car sideways into turn 4. White flag out for the 2NZ. I think Ryan Musgrove's bored. Just throwing it side to side. As McCarrison heads around turn 2. It will be the Nelson Knights for 3rd. And well done. They've brought home 4 cars still going. They started with 4, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
They finished with 4. Good, because they needed 1 car to push a couple of cars onto the trailers.
So there you go. There it is, folks. 3rd place to Nelson.
To race.
4 cars to zip.
Yeah, it was pretty convincing there at the end there. Well done to the Nelson Knights for taking away 3rd. It's been a long night for you and your teams, and awesome to the Misfits. It's the Marlborough Misfits. You guys had a lot of work to do tonight. You sustained a lot of damage.
They gave heaps, actually. They didn't lie down and give up. They competed right to the very end, and all right, on the night they weren't quite good enough, but they definitely put the effort in, gave us the entertainment, and we'd love to have them back next season.
Brake suspension and tyres. Just letting you know that at Mag & Turbo we fit new brake discs and pads plus brand new springs and shocks all on site at our purpose-built shop. We only sell leading brands such as Brembo and Bendix brakes, Munro and Bilstein shocks, and Dobie Sport and Cobra springs. Plus don't forget we have the biggest range of tyres to fit family cars, sports cars and 4-wheel drives. So for the very best deals and advice on new brakes, suspension and tyres, get down to the number 1 Mag & Turbo Tyre and Service Centre.
If motorsport is in your blood, then Speedway Garage Palmerston North and Wanganui is your home away from home. From Speedway trivia nights, car reveals and good dirt track banter, along with great food that has our famous steaks, roast of the day and classic pub meals, Speedway Garage is the place to be. We look forward to hosting you at one of our 2 locations, 528 Main Street Palmerston North or 45 Anzac Parade Wanganui. Don't forget to check out the Pits TV Garden Bar. See you at the finish line.
Don't take anything into effect from the previous race. We start a clean slate. It is first car over the line, and these are 2 very quick teams in the sense of pace from the street stocks.
Yes.
Points don't matter now. 3rd, 4th, locked in, done. Now we're into 1st and 2nd.
And these races tend to go one of 2 ways. Either the team executes their strategy and the best strategy wins the race for that team, or desperation creeps in and brain fades happen and heroic acts happen, and it comes down to individuals and individual decision making. It either goes one way or the other.
In fairness, tonight, and we've said a couple times about just some of the thinking that's going on out on the track. There have been some real moments of stupidity and of moments of absolute blindness where no one's put anything. So you'd love to think this is going to be an amazing teams race, well strategized, lots of contact. The reality is it could end up in a demolition derby, a butcher's picnic, if you will. Or it could be clinical and clean.
Yep.
I'm not picking the second one.
No, but the Bulldogs raced that way in the first heat. Are capable of racing that way again. Will the Cobras allow that?
So there's going to be a delay for a minute or two because we've pretty much used up all of our tow vehicles, all of our tractors and push cars, and they are. Yes, there's going to be a minute or two just while they check on a couple of drivers. Of course, just like stock car teams racing and super stock teams racing, they did medical checks on the drivers. The front row of the grid, it is the 29 car.
Full complement of cars.
Yes, it is a full complement of cars.
Well, 6 on 6.
Ben Jenkins,
which is great for this time of the night. Well done to the two teams for putting the effort in to make that happen.
Ben Jenkins, Mike Jones.
Look, anything could happen here. Literally anything. I just can't make a prediction. I can't sense how this one will play out.
Oh, she's going to be.
Just sit back and enjoy it, folks.
Yeah,
Entertainment plus.
We're in the starter's hands. Green is in the air. We're away, and the 29 car did not start. It is 27 car. Leslie's going to go wide, and it's beautiful. Oh no, Peterson didn't get the swing on the 345 car of Jenkins, and
side by side down the back straight.
He pushes
Leslie
the 345.
Yeah,
he's had to
Lavender.
yield. Lavender's up there, but sparks are coming out from under the front of that car. Push him out wide, and he drives himself into the wall. Poor Leslie puts the ears back. If he's got any hair on the top of his head by the end of it, he's going to blow it off. He's looking for the goat. He needs a block man. There we go. Now it's up to, and the goat will move over, get on the brakes as he will move through. Now, oi, holy cow, whoever was taking the 345 and he was going in fast. Leslie's by himself. Lavender has broken the front.
That was John O'Garthia did that.
McCarty is having a look. He has a swing. He gets him. And he drives into his own teammate. He straightens all up. His teammates are getting out of the way. They're trying to guide him through. Red light is on.
Red.
And I'm picking, it's for Lavender.
Yeah.
Because I'd say he's probably lost the front bumper. At a guess?
Either that or they're going to check on the gate again.
Well, the shot down here, was it on Jenkins? He went in very, very fast. McCarty ricocheted off the back of Leslie and then drove into the back of his own teammate. So, checking on bumpers. Paul Leslie needs to now utilise the services of his blockman. They're there for a reason. He's got a couple of very fast cars around him. We're in the starter's hands, we're away and racing. The goat's just got his eyes on something. It's the 1NZ Finch. And now Palmer's into it. And we've got cars going all way, every which way but loose. And plenty of spinning and winning. So watch. The 433 needs to bring home the 27. Smoke pouring out of the back of the 345 car. He sustained a lot of damage.
Yeah, I don't think that car's long for this world, is it?
Palmer just gets a little bit of a tickle up. And it's just that enough to... on the brake. Yep, sparks fly, he flicks him through. So Matty Peace...
Such a careful spin by Matt Peterson.
He was dancing with the pole line. He knew where he was, and he did enough to... He's just got to stay there in front of the 27 car as the goat takes...
Jones has just lost a rear wheel, a rear tyre.
Oh, it's only a tyre, so we're going red. So it's a matter of just making sure the tyre lies down. Be cooperative, and then no one has to do anything. Oh no, it stopped. Boom. All right, now we can go back. So, at the moment, it's getting interesting. So they haven't talking to Matt Peterson. No, checking on. No, they're going over to check over on Lavender. He's been parked there for a while, and unless he's going to try something heroic in the last lap, he runs the risk of being run into. Yes, he. So. As 7 laps to go. And no one's, the fastest lap so far was a 20.96. So they're just, yep, they're going to take the 555 car off. Whilst he has every right to be out on the track as a blockman, if he's going to sit there and not be able to move, he does run the risk of being collected. So for his safety.
And they did give him several laps to fire up. And
well, we saw the sparks coming off at about 2 laps before anything happened where he parked it up. And that first lap, as we watch, courtesy of the Pits TV, it looked like Paul Leslie was going to shoot around the outside. Matty P got into the spin on Ben Jenkins, but Ben Jenkins, he's a wily coyote there. He managed to get away and then actually ended up with Lavender spinning the 433. So we take a deep breath. Canterbury fans will be itching for this one.
Paul Leslie actually ran that first lap really well when you look at that replay.
Oh, he did it brilliantly.
The 2 hits he put in were as good as his race start was.
So we're back racing once again as the 575 of Adam just launched at the goat. The race leader, it is the 27 of Paul Leslie being brought home by Matt Peterson. The goat's car's looking pretty ill. It's parked over there at the back end of it, but he's got it up and going again. So Leslie has got one behind, which is John O'Garthy. He's actually running second on the track. And then we move into the battle here. So Matty P will just get in there. He'll swing down, block him out, push the 435 to the infield, and John O'Garthy sits on the tail. Matt Peterson's able to rejoin at pace.
345's outside front tyres going down too.
As we look at, that's actually first and second on the track. So Leslie and Garthley, it doesn't matter which one of them. Oh, from the infield? I did see that from the infield, didn't I, on the 475?
It looked from the infield to me too.
Paul Leslie will go through, as will John O'Garthy. No, John O'Garthy's going to have a crack at Palmer. The 475, interesting manoeuvre. Going the wrong way now. We'll turn around. The 29 cars sustained a bit of damage. The 1NZ goes through.
Understatement.
Well, the 345 here is having a battle with Kahu. Red light is on.
Red. Car 345 to the infield.
Yep.
Car 345
That's
into
the
the infield.
outside front tyre.
345 to the infield. Was that a flat tyre?
C to the infield.
Outside front.
Flat.
Yep.
Car 777C.
As does 777 as well. Both of them flat outside tyres. Yeah, 29, but to be fair to the 29 car, it's an inside tyre that's not there. Which is ridiculous. But anyway, Paul Leslie leads us back to John O'Garthy. The blockman in the middle of all of this is actually Matty P, the goat. Sean Andrew has done a heck of a lot of work in this race, and look at the state of his car.
He's done a lot of work all meeting actually. Definitely one of my nominees for Man of Steel.
Finch is can see the battle with the 315. Finch is going to get in here, but Paul Leslie he can see what's going on. He best served is to back out. Finch goes down the outside. Oh, and the goat! Oh, the goat goes over! He took the swing. He took the opportunity on the 1NZ car, and it was enough once he hit the wall to pop up.
433, move forward. Car 433, move forward.
And to be fair to Palmer, he was opportunistic, but it was the right thing to do. He got the shot. Just bear in mind, it wasn't that many years ago that was Sean Andrews' tow vehicle.
Oh, was it? Okay. Yep. Right.
What, they're going to give him 30 seconds to see if he can get the car out of that situation under his own steam. A beautiful shot, though. He was blocking Palmer. He knew he wanted the 1NZ because the first car that comes to you is never the one you want. He took the shot. He missed, dug it in, and once it dug in, boop, it was just a
pretty small hit. But
Palmer just about lost his radiator cap on that one. That's about the most damage he sustained out of it. But Finch, Sean Andrew knew he wanted that car, and he didn't. He was close. He was. To be fair, the Reds were on pretty quick out of that as well. Sean's still on the car, I think. Well, it's our first rollover of this event. So give him a hand, race fan. Sean Andrew, he's still on the car. And, yep, give him a hand. Well done to the 46, doing his job. Wasn't the biggest roll you'd ever see, but certainly just enough. It was just a little tap there from the 315 car, wasn't it, Tony?
Well, he probably could. 315 probably couldn't believe his luck when he sees the car sideways across the front, half over already. I mean, it's like an invitation, isn't it? It's like, please roll me.
Well,
good stuff. Good stuff, Sean Andrew. Got through a power of work tonight, and
a wee bit of work to do this week. So
more work to, yes, as you say, a bit more work to do in the shed.
So 2 laps to go. So so Finch really just has to really run. That's all he can do, and it may come down to a point where he has to do something spectacular. Just look at the 29 car on the courtesy of the pit Steve, it's got a lot of damage. So our race leader is Paul Leslie. John O'Garthley is actually second on the track. So with Palmer doing what he's doing here with Matty P, that's perfect because Jono can just slip through. Right, white flag is out now. Finch has to stop now if he's going to win. Because Palmer is not going to be able to do anything about it. It is going to be a Canterbury Cobras victory. Finch will come around. You'll see the white flag. Too late to do anything about now. Paul Leslie has just driven the wheels off the 27 car to bring home the win, followed by John O'Garthley. You only got to get one over the line first, but the Cobras have done a 1-2 take away the Kiwi Auto Spears Street Stock State of Origin.
Well done, Canterbury Cobras. It's coming home.
It didn't well. It left for a year. The boys wanted it back.
Yellow. That's the race.
Give them a hand, race fans.
They'll be stoked with that. Good result for the Cobras, albeit some wrecked gear there. But when is there ever a state of origin when there isn't wrecked gear? I mean, it's part and parcel of this racing. Entertaining stuff, good fun, and I'm sure the drivers love it as much as we love watching it.
I know.
Calling it.
I know. And I will get into trouble for this. I know that our promoter would love to do Battle of the Stocks with super stocks, stock cars, and street stocks.
Street stocks, yeah.
Sailing on my soul, you're
Look, watch this going to happen here. We've got 433 Matt Pedersen coming in here, right? Watch this. He's going to get out straight away and get into the saloon for the 20-lap feature.
Yeah, so Matt
What a
Pedersen getting out. There's a reason he's getting into his saloon car. Now, I can tell you a story from a few moons ago, Jace.
Yeah.
Matt got out of the saloon and jumped into the street stock.
Yeah, yeah.
He jumped into the wrong side of it because he couldn't remember what side of the car to get into. So Matty P is, he's got back in. The Cobras couldn't have done much better. In fact, winning it is, and of course he now has to take a big deep breath. Didn't even take the helmet off.
Nice.
Straight into the saloon car, and he's coming out for our Canterbury Saloon Champ feature.
What an adjustment in mindset, in terms of racing technique and
Is it though? Really?
Well,
is it?
Well, we'll find out. Time will tell. But I mean, honestly, you're hyped up with a constant desire and need to contact the car in front of you or hold up the car behind you, and then you get into a vehicle where you're not supposed to do those things.
Look at this boy.
Right?
Look at the state of it. He's having a look at his car. Paul Leslie did it again, mate, and the boys are just reviewing the first lap of that race, and they're just saying how clinical you were, and it basically set up the stage for the final part of this race.
Yeah, I know Mitch is a pretty good peddler, and he went out high in that first corner, and I thought, mate, I just left his front end open, so I thought I need to have a pop here, and went to plan. And old Matty P on the red light, we were sort of having a bit of a sign language between the cars, and I shepherded him around, man. That's cool, man. All these guys, the sponsors, families, everybody puts everything on the line for this. We only do it once a year.
What's it mean to you?
Oh, it's awesome. This is it. We don't, this is sort of our palmy for streeties, really. Like, it'd be cool if we could get some more teams, and but yeah, it's cool, man. Do it with all these guys. It's awesome.
I actually didn't even pick you guys. I'll be honest with you. At the start, the first race you had was a bit average, but you did the job, and that was because of yourself. And then, but from there on in, it's just been pretty clinical. And that was a very good race. And it looked like you were in control. Were you a bit nervous, because you're in the lead for so long? You must be thinking, oh, who's coming up behind me? What's happening in front of me?
Yeah, I was. I seen old Finchy on the red light sitting in front. I thought, oh. And I knew that old 315 was down the back straight, and I thought, I'm in between a couple here, it could all go a bit pear-shaped, but we just drove it, tried to keep it relatively clean and hold my spot on the track between cars, and the boys did their job. I mean, they've got some wreck gear, but
Remember, we are on yellow light under caution.
I think the boys are just saying upstairs, your partner won't see you now for 3 or 4 weeks, will she?
Nah, we'll be flat out fixing it. All the cars, we're up north for Easter, so we'll do the Tri-Series up there, so she's all go.
Must be brutal on these cars, though. I mean, there's obviously now you have to go through every nut and bolt because it's had the bum wrapped off it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot of time. Not so much money, but definitely a lot of time. But we've got to do it for the sponsors, like they look after us, so we've got to look after them and make them look good and keep them on the track. So.
Well done, mate. Hey, that's awesome. And do you know who those sponsors are? Do you want to thank them?
Yeah, so we've got C2C Construction, TM Trades, West Coast Cabin Rentals, Transform Panel and Paint and Graphics, Whenua Contracting, Trenchless Services, what else have we got? Richards Contracting, and Kiwi Auto Spares has just been massive for Origin for years, so it's cool to have them on the car.
Absolutely. Hey, well, congratulations, team. And I don't know if anybody else wants to talk to us while they're here. They're all pissed off. So, but congratulations to the Canterbury team, mate.
Thanks, man. And thanks to all the other teams and crews and stuff for coming and giving it a go. It's awesome.
Giving it a go. Oh, we won. Get stuff. Don't use it anymore, eh?
No, I can semi-retire again now.
Right, what do you reckon, boys?
Yeah, they gave it a go, definitely.
I think they did more than that. They gave it a go and got the ultimate result, didn't they?
They did. No, they did well.
Let's have a look at the line here, just see if have we got time? What's going on?
We've got at least another lap.
I'll flick it over to you guys, so we'll go and get a bit of what the Beach and Bulldogs had to say about it, eh? Back soon.
I bet they'll be happy, but their commentary might be slightly different. As the front row of the grid, it is Ashton Osborne on the outside with Cameron McManaway on the pole. Ashton pace setter.
Yeah. Second row is Matt Peterson, the 433, and George Phillipson, the 47. We go back to Blair Lee in the 17, and on the outside of him is that blue car. That must be who is that?
It's Scott Woodhouse on
Scott Woodhouse, yeah. And then we go back to Dutchy, who's back out with Willie Woodhouse, and the rest of the cars down the back of the field. So this is 20 laps to determine the Canterbury Saloon Champion for 2024. And away goes Ashton Osborne off the front of the grid. Is this a lead that he won't relinquish for the remaining 20 laps? We shall find out. McManaway's got it up into second place. Phillips has come through for third. Blair Lee making some good progress from mid-pack there, racing alongside the 433 of Matt Peterson. Scoutons just dropping off the back a little bit ahead of the slightly beaten up car of Willie Woodhouse. So Ashton Osborne down the back straight into Enviroways turn, through turn 3, through 4, keeps it tight, low, comes out onto the back straight. The car just pogoing around a little bit at this point in the night. He seems to like it set up that way. McManaway's car looks a lot more stable, but up the inside comes Phillips in the 47. Stealth versus stealth versus stealth. And guess what? In fourth place, it's another stealth car in the form of Blair Lee, who's coming to join these front three and make it a four-way battle. But out front, Osborne is starting to stretch the legs of that 2NZ car and pull away into the lead.
He's easily the quickest car out there with a 17.44, which is very quick at this stage of the night for a saloon car. As we look further back to George Phillips, very aggressive as the first of the back mark is going to start to come into play now. Campbell seems to be within grasp of Phillips.
Yeah, I get the feeling that Campbell's now quicker than Phillips. Phillips was definitely quicker on that opening lap, but the track coming to Campbell's car now, with 5 laps in, still 15 to go. It's a long way. Poor old Luke Cook's going to be passed a few more times before this race is finished, I think. Blair Lee in the 17 car just holding off the 433 of Peterson, who of course benefits from knowing exactly what this track's been doing in the previous race. So coming through turn 2 at the moment, Ashton Osborne has about 10-12 car lengths over George Phillips in the 47T. He's got 4 car lengths over the 492 of Campbell McManaway. We go back about 4 or 5 to Blair Lee in that white 17 Kiwi Auto Spares car. On his tail is the 433 of Matt Peterson. We go back to Scouten, Willie Woodhouse, Scott Woodhouse, Riley Letton, who's got a bit of panel work hanging off. There must have been a bit of contact in the back of the field.
He and Willie Woodhouse had a
coming together, did they? Yep. Tabley near the back and Luke at the back of the field. So we go back front side, down the back straight there. It's Ashton Osborne. Just making it look easy, isn't he? Just driving that car in a very controlled way. You don't get the impression that he's fighting the car at all. He's just letting the car do the business. Now, I'm getting the feeling that Phillips is gradually closing the gap on him. At the moment, it's 2.07. Let's see how that pans out.
Yeah, what right about now is where George Phillips needs a yellow light. So he's relying on someone to spin or cause contact. And at the moment, Ashton he's out there doing his own thing as he heads past the Value Cars Warehouse grandstand. Once again, he's going to pick up the back markers. This will be Tabley and Cook. Phillips is quick. The battle between Blair Lee and Matt Peterson's all on. Campbell McManaway seems quite comfortable in that third spot. He's slipping back a little bit. And here's where the issue lies for Ashton. He has to go around the outside of Cook. And Tabley, he's going to have to pick his moment here, how he's going to deal with the 167. And the 167 moves over and moves back on him.
Oh, he made the wrong choices there, did Ashton. Not his fault. He gets through on Tabley now. The gap last time was 1.96. It had grown to 2.5. So Osborne is quicker, but he lost time there with those back markers.
Yeah, 8 laps to go. This will be 7 to go once Osborne across the start-finish line. He is comfortable at the moment. He's got the back marker between him and Phillips. McManaway, he's got through on the 21 car. That battle between the 17 and the 433 has been on for the last few laps.
It has. It's close.
Tabley spun. And he's managed to pick it back up. He spun right in front of Phillips. And Dutchy pulling out in the 72 car.
So Osborne down the back straight. Still got plenty of lead over George Phillips. Doesn't need to panic, doesn't need to push any buttons and make it go faster. He's doing a great job. 15 down, 5 to go. The gap now back up to 3.3 seconds. That's a comfortable margin for Ashton Osborne. He just needs to manage the lap traffic in front of him in these last 5 laps, and he can bring it home. Phillips has got to really push if he wants to get anywhere near to Osborne. I don't think he's got anything left in the car, and McManaway's holding off Lee, who's got the better of that battle with Matt Peterson. So we're just coming across start finish now for Ashton Osborne. 3 to go. He's going to looking to run up the inside of Riley Letton. Letton gives him some room, knows he's there. Good racing from Riley Letton. And Osborne now has that back marker between him and Phillips. The gap back to Phillips is growing with every lap, and you get the feeling, as long as the car stays in one piece underneath him, that Ashton Osborne's going to be able to bring this one home. The white flag in Brian's hand now, so next time round, Ashton will see that. He's got to get past the wee TR8 at this point. Not for the first time in this race, not for the first time tonight. He does that well enough. Big ups to Luke Cook, who's run a consistent line all night. Matt Peterson right on the back of McManaway there.
Phillips is struggling here, and they've got the one more lap to, well, actually no, one set of corners. Here we go. Blair Lee's going to have a crack.
Blair Lee could have a crack at second place here. Phillips just holding on, and in fact the second, third, fourth and fifth covered by just barely a second and a half, so tight for the minor places there, but no doubt about the winner, no doubt about the Canterbury Saloon champion for 2024. It's that man there, Ashton Osborne.
Now, just before we get into a little bit of a summarise of tonight's meeting, if you're leaving now, is to normal road rules on the way out. There may be an ambulance coming in, so please give way to that ambulance coming in, and if you can delay leaving for a couple of minutes, please do so to allow that ambulance to get in, please.
Alrighty, we're back in a week's time, in fact less than a week, next Friday and Saturday, for the annual Battle of the Stocks, Battle of the Stock Cars, Battle of the Super Stocks.
Mini Stock, you got Youth Mini Stock the first night, I think it's Mini Stock Pearson the second night, but it's, it is the 32 Super Stocks. There's nothing like it. Now, don't get me wrong, if you can't be there, definitely watch it on the stream at Pits TV.
Yep.
But if you can be here. It'll rock your soul. As we head down, Jace, what have you thought about tonight, mate? You've had a busy night in the pits.
It's been good. I mean, I just had not low expectations, but not the expectations I had of this particular deal. Only 4 teams. I thought, it'll be average, but actually, believe it or not, it's been bloody fantastic. That's probably the best way I can describe it. And I've actually got a man that's been a bit of a sideshow Bob for us for tonight, and that is, of course, Sean Ashton, the GOAT, mate. Sean Ashton. Yeah. Sean Andrews. I did the same thing as you, mate. You did the same mistake. Mate, it was a bit of an interesting wee roll over there.
Oh yeah, it was, that's just what you have to do, all or nothing, have a swing when you see the runner going past. So it was bloody good fun, really.
Well, I mean, it was just a pure luck thing more than anything. It wasn't a lack of skill. I mean, you had to have a crack, and the car just got up on its side, and then you just give you a Tommy tip over.
Yeah, it wasn't even hard, really. As soon as I hit the wall, because, you go for it, you don't lift off the gas, you just hold on, and then you hit the wall, and I felt it go up. I was like, I wonder how close he is. Then I felt him go in. I was like, we might be able to hold this here. And over she went, nice and safe. Easy.
You're buzzing, mate. You can tell. I mean, obviously it's been a fantastic win, and all those efforts and all that damage and all that. It's just been fun, and you guys obviously have a great relationship with the Beachlands guys, huh?
Oh yeah, the puppy dogs are the best. I tell you, it is good.
Puppy dogs. The more than puppy dogs, more like Labradors.
You can't beat Dunedin. The bond like Christchurch, Dunedin have, racing against each other, smashing each other, fixing each other's cars. It's just awesome. And the yarns afterwards, so it's mint. It's cool.
I notice a lot of the camaraderie between everybody, but also when there's a couple of guys that might be able to get them out, everybody jumps in and gives them a hand. I've seen a couple of Beachlands guys helping out some Nelson guys and bits and pieces, and I suppose it's good in the sense that there's a couple of teams that come, and 3 teams that support it, but really it needs another couple, possibly from the North Island, eh?
Oh yeah, they definitely need to. They were meant to quite a while ago, but we went up there. Unfortunately, just never got a chance for them to come down here. But hopefully, it all gets going real soon.
Absolutely. Hey, well, congratulations, mate. Thanks for the entertainment, Sean.
Cheers, thank you.
Sean Andrews. Hey, here we go.
And
This
so
has
we
been-
should just say, Jay, shouldn't we? If there are any North Island drivers watching your stream,
sort it out.
get your ass down here for next season, guys.
Absolutely, and of course the Beachlands guys would be more than happy to see a North Island team come down and give them a wee bit of a tickle up, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, what do we got here tonight? 4 teams. 6 would be cool. 7. Make it as big as stock car teams. That would be cool. But yeah.
You can't be disappointed in your guys' efforts, though. I mean, like you were bloody good last year, obviously, and still good this year. But I mean, it's just that 27 car. He seems to be the ghost of Beachlands Speedway now, isn't he?
Yeah. He's clever. He's been doing it a long time. Cleverer than I am.
Oh, that's all right. But he still come up here and did it. And I mean, the boys are pretty happy. But it's still good, good spirits and stuff around, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. It was, one thing left to win now, the car park 500. So we'll see how that goes later.
Well, you're usually pretty good at that, eh? Hey, you got some sponsors, mate, and it's only right of us to give you the opportunity to thank those guys, because obviously without them you'd be nothing, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Yes, there's Crichton Sandblasting, MV Motors, South Otago Towing. I'm going to have to walk this way because I'm going to forget them otherwise. Gordon Road Vehicle Services, Custom Signs, Roof Restorers Otago, Bodding's Butchery, Scott Simpson Contracting, Todd Engineering, Pacific Auto Parts, Thumb Tip Designs, and Stewart Motorsport. And cars look good, we look good, and all the shirts and get here and beer's cold.
You're right, rear doesn't look so good though, huh?
It'll live, that's just panels.
Hey, well, congratulations on second spot, mate. It was a pretty hard sort of a deal. Even the Nelson team came to play tonight as well, and it's been unfortunate that they sort of kind of only got third, but they deserve to be sort of battling it out as well, hey?
Oh, absolutely. At that first race for Christchurch Nelson, I was watching that, and it was theirs to lose, and unfortunately, once again, that 27C snuck from out of nowhere, and he took that off them. But they definitely deserve to play. They had a bit of bad luck, broken cars, but it's all part of the game.
Absolutely. We'll let you carry on and go and celebrate with the team, and cheers for that.
Cool. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Happy, mate. Come up here all the way from the big smoke of Cromwell, but really in Invercargill. And second behind Ashton's nothing to be sneezed at, mate.
No, it's definitely this. We haven't raced here this much this season. Probably about the same. Cheers, Mark. Thank you. About the same as we really have at our home track. We've been quite busy with work, so we haven't had much speedway time. But Ashton's obviously spun a lot of laps here, his home track and that. So I'm happy. I didn't really come here to sort of try and get anything. I was just more. They said they were low on numbers, so I just wanted to come up. But good bunch of guys here, good club, good track. So why not?
Well, the thing is, I mean, like you said, you had some good heat races, and it set you up for that final. There's some cars coming on. Your cars seem to sort of stay there or thereabouts, but there's a couple of people starting to knock on your back door, huh?
Yeah, about probably the halfway mark, I'm guessing, started getting a bit of a tyre shutter on. So when I was driving down the straights, it was just couldn't see. I ended up clipping the wall sort of in the last 2 or 3 laps there. I just couldn't see anything, and I think we... last meeting we had, we broke the right front, broke the brake line off, and I don't think we bled the brakes properly because as the race was getting on, it was getting a bit soft, so I think there might be still a bit of air in there. But still managed to bring the car home second, so I'm happy with that.
Absolutely, mate. Good sponsors, huh?
Yeah, definitely. We got a couple of new sponsors this season: AJ Auto Electrical, TRP Truck and Trailer Parts, Invercargill Hose and Hydraulics, and Bridgestone Tyres. They've just come on this season, so can't thank them enough.
Good stuff. You got some trees to go home and plant, so we'll leave you to it, bud.
Yeah, I do. I hope their neighbours enjoy them.
Well done, George Phillips. Right, we're going to catch up with Ashton, who's around here somewhere. Well, we spoke at the start of the meeting. We said you're going to add this to your door, and that's what you've done.
Yeah, that was the plan, and it worked out a bloody treat. So, the car was wicked all night. It was so fast. Can't thank Dad and Tiny and Vaughan, all my crew, enough. It's been wicked.
It was an outstanding performance, though. It wasn't just a win, it was a good win. And the car just seems to be hooking up. Better than anybody, getting the power down to the ground better than anybody. What's the secret?
I can't tell you that bit. But but it is for sale if someone wants to buy it. But just all the people, like we've been trying this for a long time, and obviously Dad started it out and he didn't get it straight away, and but now we're getting the hang of it, and they're fast, and I'm loving it.
Well, I hate to say, stealth 1-2, huh?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, there you go. I can't count that high. Oh, that's awesome, mate. It's got to be a good bloody thing, huh?
Yeah, nah, wicked. Thank you.
Right, well, I'm not going to, because you went through sponsors the last time, mate, so congratulations, mate. Well done. Canterbury champ now. That's enough for the season. What are you doing? Are you doing any more? We got the GP. You going to that?
Yep. Well, since we got 2NZ, we're like, we might as well go do the GP now. So, yeah, we're all booked. Ferry's all booked for the GP. So, hopefully that's another goodie. And next weekend here at Battle of the Stocks and the GP is probably one of my last meetings. Yeah.
Oh, well, best of luck. We'll see you next weekend, eh? Probably having the same conversation at the end of the 2 nights, huh?
No, awesome. Thank you.
Good luck. Hey, well done. All right, folks, that's us, eh? I think we've done everything said and done and everything we need to do, and it's time to go home and have a beer. So for all those people that streamed up and watched us tonight, thank you very much for doing that. We really appreciate you supporting us and this club, obviously. And we look forward to seeing you back next weekend. 2 big shows next weekend. Yep, we've got the Battle of the Stocks, the Suck It Up 2024 Battle of the Stocks, brought to us by Suck It Up. And obviously we're also heading to Stratford Speedway for the New Zealand Modified Champs. 2 big nights. See you next week.